And now on Who's Views, it's time to join JT, Paul and Third Doctor Ian for the latest headlines.
Who viewers, welcome back to Headlines. It's your Sunday big show here on Sunday, the 22nd of February, 2026. How are you? Who's Views, Headlines. Nice to see you all. Thank you for joining us. Before we go anywhere, I need to say happy birthday to my Auntie Barb. Happy birthday, mwah, 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 because she might be watching. So I did try to phone you earlier, but you didn't pick up. So happy birthday via the show. Good to see you. Yeah, lots for you to come up in this particular show. I can see you all coming into the chat already. So thank you very much. Because have you heard? Could we soon be meeting a brand new Doctor Who? We're going to be discussing that latest rumor coming up in the show. We're also going to be looking at, and this is, of course, at least a 10-minute warning for you, because we are going to be talking about you know who, the one that shouldn't be named. Yes. He's going to be cropping up in the show a few times, I think, but that's all coming up for you. And yes, ho, 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 indeed. Christmas could be with us several times over. Let's get the guys on for this. We've got Paul and we've got Third Doctor Ian here. Oh, we've got a big show for them tonight, haven't we?
Evening all.
Certainly have, yeah. Hello. And happy birthday, Auntie Barb. I don't know you, but I'm already scared of you. So there we are.
That was great. Listen, there are a lot of people saying happy birthday to my auntie in there as well. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. I want to say hello to Ian in Dalby. Nice to see you in Dalby. Good evening, gentlemen. Nice to see the RTD Appreciation Society back together again. Let's rock. That's great, because that's what we all are on this show, aren't we? Everybody, us and all, everybody in the chat, we are. We absolutely are. You know as well. You know as well. And I wanted to say hello to PT Musak for this lovely message as well. This is a really nice community. All thanks to you, JT. We all think alike, well, most of us anyway, the home of more common sense. It is. It's the home of British Doctor Who common sense, and it is a great community. So thank you for being with us. I really, really appreciate it. And can I just say hello to Mr. Pow70? Not seen you on the show before, so welcome, 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 welcome. If there is there any truth in the reboot rumor? It's just another nail in the coffin of Doctor Who, and another two fingers up at long-time fans. And William Hartnell is the only first Doctor there will ever be. Stay with us, because we are coming to that later in the show, aren't we, Paul?
We are indeed, yeah. Hashtag Hartnell's always been the first Doctor. That's what has to be, definitely.
Yeah. It's very true. It's absolutely true. It's great to see you all in the chat. As usual, though, I want to start by just saying a huge thank you to everybody that's been getting in touch with us this week. I know Kirsty's in the chat with all the usual details there, but of course you'll know you can get in touch with us anytime you like at whosviews1@gmail.com, as well as putting comments onto all the shows that we do, and as well, of course, as Instagram, the Facebook page, all this sort of stuff, you know. But whosviews1@gmail.com if you want to get in touch. And thank you, as I say, for everybody that has been. And again, a huge thank you to everybody that got in touch about the show we did on Friday, where I talked about my experience of leukemia. Thank you to everybody for that. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I did as well, actually. It was very therapeutic. I went to bed very happy. So thank you so much, everybody. I want to say a huge thank you, if I may, too, to Stephen Grove, to Bob James, to Mike Bakerfrost, to Chris Hayden, to Graham Dawson, to Mark Greaves, Steve Martin, Michael Sheridan, to Tina, to Greg Timescales, to Rory Stanage, to Stephen L. Rees, to Matt the Silent, to Digby and Mrs. Digby, to Hartnell's Ghost, I Love to Be, to Coclud, to Lorraine Sheridan, to Jason G, to Derek Bryant, to Alex Storer, to Bedwea, Reviews, Rants and Religion, Cody W1, Alan Hunting, Terry W, to Crimpling to Bloom, to the Golden Age Geek, to Funky, and to Farsight, amongst many, many people. Thank you so much for all your messages and your emails and your comments. Really appreciate it. Phew, I need a cup of tea.
I never knew Steve Martin was a Doctor Who fan. I'm really impressed.
He is. Absolutely.
You learn something every day, don't you?
You do, yeah.
You do learn something every day. I also want to say a huge thank you, because you may have noticed a slight difference there as we came on air with our new remixed Headlines theme tune. Now, this was sent to me for my birthday, believe it or not, guys, last week by Miles D, who is a regular Who viewer. And I want to say a huge thank you to Miles D. Now, it turns out that Miles D is, he's a musician. And he's a singer, songwriter, music producer, and videographer from Ireland.
Wow.
Isn't that fantastic?
It's like 1980 all over again, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Well, there he is here. This is Miles D. You can find him on the Tube of Who at Miles D1. That is his latest album, Where It Started, everybody there on the right. You can get that from all the usual places, including Spotify. You know, and you can also see various videos he's done for the various tracks on his Tube of Who. So at Miles D1, you can find him everywhere, of course, Spotify, Facebook, all the other stuff, all the things that all the kids do. But he's on there as well. I've listened to this this album, published by his company Wildstar Records. My favorites are Calling Out for Love, The Bells Chime, and Get on the Floor.
Were you chair dancing to them earlier?
The annoying thing about it, Paul, our Who viewers, is that it does make me want to dance. It's like it's dance music, and it makes me want to dance. And of course, I don't have the full energy banks yet, so I can't do it. So I was in the chair going, woo!
It's all aerobic activity. It's all good for you. It's good. Yeah.
It is, isn't it? So everybody, if you were wondering if you like our new theme tune, then it's Miles D. So thank you for that, mate. I really appreciate it. And I want to say hello to Aidan and Becky as well. They're probably working. They tend to listen to us on Headlines live on a Sunday when they're in the studio. Doing creative things. Isn't that good? So there we go. So yes, thank you, mate. I really appreciate it. Domgo is saying, is this available from all good record shops? Oh, I'd love that, wouldn't you? We could have a sleeve of us with various hats.
We need Matthew Waterhouse holding a 7-inch on top of the pops, and I mean a single.
Ooh, our misses.
Stony ground. Oh gosh. I was worried what he's going to say there, everybody. Lots of you with us. Hello to Jess. Hello to Hartnell's Ghost. Hello to Doc Martin as well. Nice to see you. Johnny the Cabbage is saying, was it Peter Howell? No, it was Miles D1, wasn't it? Yeah. Legion of James in the chat with us as well, and so is Matt and Spiel. Margie's there. You're all with us. Thank you so much. It's lovely to see you. Our PTA's there. Oh, goodness me. It's lovely, lovely, lovely to have you all with us on this one. Now this is an interesting one. Stephen O'Neill is reminding us that today, of course, was the day we lost in history, the one and only, it's still Nicholas Courtney. To me, it just doesn't seem... It's like Liz, you know, it hasn't quite settled.
Yeah. He's much missed, he really is. Yeah.
It was one of those that really hurt, wasn't it?
Oh, God, yeah. Absolutely. It absolutely did. Which story did the panel and the chat think is Nicholas Courtney's best story as the Brig? It's 15 years today since he passed. Is it really 15 years?
Wow.
Oh.
Wonderful chap, all of them, definitely. Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. I find it really hard. What was his best... Oh God! Can I come back to? I'd have to go and watch them all to find out.
Well, Inferno is obviously a very popular one because he gets to play two parts, which is brilliant. But he's so good on so many of them. You know, that's a thing that's hard to choose.
It is.
Dimensions in Time is particularly good in that, I have to say. But
yes, but that's not canon, is it? So
well, it is now. Actually, I'm afraid.
Canon at all. I don't know. We'll have to think about it, Steve.
Depends if you're counting the reality war or not, or the Return of the Army. I
don't even count the Gatware era. It's not
I don't count any of that alternate universe rubbish.
That's fair enough.
It might all soon be written off, though. Stay with us. We're going to be talking about it. Hello to the John Keeley. Thank you for your super chat. You're very generous. Good evening, gentlemen. I hope all are well. I'm happy to report that my Doctor Who the Movie Steelbook has been ordered via HMV. Good for you. We're going to be coming to that very subject in just a second. Julianne saying to us, hi, evening, folks. Managed to get a live show. Well done, Julianne. How lovely. It's nice to see you. Hello to Woodhouse122, who's saying that the TV movie 4K is going to be amazing. Stay with us. As I say, we're going to be talking about that in just a couple of seconds. Dark Hall, nice to see you as well. And Legion of James reminded me that, of course, today would have also been Kenneth Williams' 100th birthday.
They've been celebrating him on BBC4, haven't they? It's shown lots of interesting things. Yeah. Lots of documentaries and things. Very good. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I knew it was this 100th birthday because I'm in a lot of the Carry On social media groups, and we've had this big chats through the day of brilliant moments from all his career, not just the Carry-Ons, but all the radio work. He did so much radio work, and then of course after the Carry-Ons, he did a lot of chat shows and.
Well, one of my favourites is An Audience with Kenneth Williams. That's superb. I recommend that to anyone.
There's a few of them.
Yeah.
You can get them here on the Tube of Who as well. Digby is with us. Hello, Digby. Thank you for your super chat. Very generous of you. Evening, chaps. Say it ain't so that the ham-fisted bunglers are going to tamper with the First Doctor. Yeah, all coming up in this particular show. You're gonna have to stay with us and let's all talk about it together. Heretic, thank you for this. I keep saying Dimensions in Time is canon. Well, I know you do, love. I know you do. I'm just not listening. It's like this one here.
I'm listening. Yeah.
You're
delusional. Delusional.
Yeah. Oh no. But yeah, let's crack on then, because yes, I'm going to start with a huge congratulations, everybody. Let's all send that. So a huge congratulations, because we don't congratulate them enough here for very, very, very obvious reasons. But it's BBC Studios. They have just had another hit, everybody, with their Doctor Who 4K Steelbook and Blu-ray of Doctor Who the movie. Now, we did a show about this on Thursday evening. If you haven't seen it already, it's up there on the playlist for you. You can go and have a look at us. We were reacting to the fact that this had been dropped on Thursday. It was announced on Thursday, and we were quite excited about it. I was joined by our very own Phil and Lex, and we just geeked out over this gorgeous artwork for a little while. It was very, very good. But yes, and I'm delighted to say that if you haven't managed to get that, the Steelbook, just before the show, I went back onto amazon.co.uk and it's back in stock because, guys, it's sold out.
Yeah. Can I just say this is the TV movie is canon, and so is the Eighth Doctor. I'll say that now. Okay.
Absolutely. Yes, we'll go with that one. Well, I thought it would be fun to just do a further thing on this one as well and go through this because they have had a success with this. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look, shall we, at the amazon.co.uk charts. Let's do it, shall we? Yes, let's have a look at this. This is from earlier on this afternoon, here on the 22nd of February, 2026. There we go. At number 10, look what's still there, everybody. It's the Doctor Who Collection, Season 21. It's still there in the top 10. Woo! Well done to everybody.
3 weeks tomorrow, yay!
Yeah, so 3 weeks tomorrow, is probably the same. But there, isn't that great? All these weeks after it's been announced, it's still there in the top 10. I mean, brilliant, absolutely brilliant, especially when considered that in at number 9 is the Excalibur limited edition 4K UHD. Whew. Whatever that is. I don't mean Excalibur.
It's not kind of milk, is it? I'm not sure. Yeah.
Ultra high definition.
Oh, thank you very much. I thought it was a stick. But never mind. I saw Excalibur once years ago. I didn't like it. I might have to revisit it as an adult, if you know what I mean. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Right, and then we've got number 8. We've got Predator Badlands on Blu-ray 4K Ultra HD. Look at that one.
Not a bad film, that, to be fair.
Is it not? I might look it up then.
It's all right, actually. Yeah.
And number 7 is Wicked Part 2, which they called Wicked for Good, which is on DVD, everybody, for $9.99. Now, Wicked for Good doesn't seem to have done very well this time round because the Blu-ray is not in the top 10 at all.
I'll give that a body swerve, that one, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I think there's a lot of people acknowledging that they are two very weird people.
Oh, they are. They're
indeed,
off their heads, aren't
yeah.
they, those two? All that touchy stuff. I mean,
Cynthia's just done a performance of Dracula, which has been getting mixed reviews. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah.
It's all right when you're Nosferatu in real life, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Hope you like the music, by the way. It was the nearest I could get to the classic Top of the Pops without any copyright infringement. We've got this here as well at number 5 and number 6. At number 5, we've got the DVD version of Predator Badlands, and then at number 6 is the region-free version on Blu-ray of Predator Badlands. Look at that. That's doing very well, isn't it? Then, I'm not having a word said against the next thing, but at number 4 is Downton Abbey, the grand finale on DVD.
Is that a film? Is that a film?
That's the film. It's the third and final film. This is where it all wraps up. So it's the last one now, and I'm a big Downton Abbey fan, so I'm not having anything bad about it. So there we go. But
it's just upstairs, downstairs again. Let's be honest.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guess what is in the top 3? Yes, correct. At number 3 is the Blu-ray edition of Doctor Who, the movie. At number 2 is the 4K edition of Doctor Who, the movie. And at number 1 is Doctor Who, the movie Steelbook. So let's give a huge round of applause, everybody, to BBC Studios, because they've got the top and the bottom. They've got the top 3, and they've got... There we go. Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks. They've got the number 10 and the top 3. Now, that is a huge achievement. This is 30 years old, this one. And yet again, it proves that proper Doctor Who, boys and girls, will sell. And isn't that fantastic?
Yeah, superb.
It's really good. It's really good. If that doesn't tell a story to the people at the BBC, then nothing will, really.
Exactly. Core of Sci-Fi Fantasy is saying to us, evening gentlemen, great stream on the TV movie. I missed it live, but I watched it after. It'll be my first Steelbook. Well, that's nice. Good to know that. I hope you've got that there as well. And Kerry Avon is with us saying, I just received a free gift from one of the online retailers that I ordered 2 copies of Doctor Who 4K, the movie. They sent me season 1 and 2 of the recent Doctor Who seasons in Steelbook form. I wonder if that's because they didn't sell. That's wonderful, Kerry Avon.
It is and it isn't if you've got season 1 and 2.
Well,
they're quite good to keep a dodgy table leg up balanced if you want to do that. But
well, the thing
don't
is,
watch it, whatever you do.
If you don't want to sell it, you can flog them because it didn't cost you anything to this. And there'll be some...
You may have to pay people to take it away from you. That's the problem.
There's a charge for landfill now if it's not biodegradable enough.
It should be for that crap. Yeah.
That's very true. Ita Gishi is saying, huzzah for that as well. The Darren Zone, classic Doctor Who still sells. Will the Beeb finally get the message rather than pushing one?
Good point.
It's a very good point, but no, I don't think they are, as we're going to come to very shortly. We've got Bill Ari saying to us, a little research tells me that when I met Paul McGann, it was his 3rd ever convention and only his 2nd ever UK convention. Has anyone else
Have I told you I met Paul McGann? I don't know if I've mentioned that at all.
I've met him as well. I met him at his 3rd convention.
Yeah, it's all met him. Yeah.
Yes.
I realise how short I am because he's taller than me.
Oh, he's not. Oh, is he?
He's tiny.
I'm tiny too. If you just bear with me for a second, I'll show you the picture. Hold on a second.
Oh, go on then. Go and get that. Julianne is saying to us, all 3 top places and still at number 10. Where's the RTD shirt then, eh? Exactly. They must note this, mustn't they? As Matt Enspiel is saying, take note, BBC, take note. And RTD and Bad Wolf, says Legion of James, that's just got to burn. And I hope it burns in the right place. Let me just bring this up for you, Paul. Here we go. There's Paul.
There we are. Paul McGann's the one on the right, just in case you're wondering. I'm actually the same height as in this photograph, but I have a selfie as well, and he looks taller in that one than me. So I'm only 5'7". He must be 5'7.5", 5'8", maybe. I don't know. So yeah,
exactly.
Like I said before, when I did the Cyberman at Blackpool, I was the 5 Doctor short ass Cyberman. That was me. So yeah,
yeah. I'm blessed. The picture, actually, can't you? The movie has proved once again that classic Doctor Who rules are the new Who's recent rubbish to Stephen Braddock. Absolutely right. And I mean, it's fantastic, isn't it? And Johnny the Cabbage going, no way, all 3. Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. Count them, BBC Studios. 1, 2, 3. Pass the word on to you know who. Matt and Spiel again saying, woo, top 3. Oh, yeah. And that was all done just before the show, everybody. Isn't it fantastic?
And where did Shooty get to his season 1 and 2? Was it 99 in the charts or something like that?
I don't even think it was in the last time I looked was after Christmas or something. I can't remember, and it was way down. Who cares?
I guess all those 5 for every 1 new fans just didn't buy the merch then.
Yeah, obviously not.
As well as not existing, obviously.
Exactly. As well as not watching the show. You know. Yeah, but yeah, we've got that. The Funky saying to us, the BBC really doesn't have any confidence in the fish thing Blu-ray selling much with the announcement of the TV movie just before it's due. That's a very good point. Actually, remind me, Who viewers, I do have some information about the war between the land and the crap. We've got Digby Strawbridge with us saying, bloody hell, woohoo. Thank you, Digby. It's good, isn't it? And what else? Yeah, lots. Oh, look at this from Mark Greaves. Thank you for this, Mark, and your super chat. They sent out the RNLI to look for the Gatwa Series 2. Yeah, it'll be down there where those rip-off Sea Devils now, won't it? Down there in the depths somewhere.
Where it should be, yeah.
John Mason is saying, Paul was so lovely to my son when we met him. I bet he was. I bet he's a nice guy, isn't he?
He was lovely, yeah. I agree completely, yeah.
Yeah. He's a nice guy. Matt Enspiel is saying that as well. I've met him. He's a short ass, but then I'm 6'4". Are you really? So everyone's
That's two Paul McGanns, I think. Yeah. So.
Tony Farrell, greetings and salutations, one and all. A question for you: how many units need to be sold for a Blu-ray or DVD to enter the top 10 in sales? Oh, I don't know. I didn't look at that bit. I was just thinking a bit of camp, really. But there we go. I don't know. It's a good question.
It's more than 3. That's for sure. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't enough for RTD's crap, to be honest. Mr. Powell saying to us, I met Paul McGann at a 60th anniversary convention in Scarborough. Oh, Scarborough. I like Scarborough, that big hill. Yes. Doctors 5, 6, and 7 were there too, along with Perry, Nissa, and Ace. It was a brilliant convention. Oh, that's nice to know.
Would that have been Sci-Fi Scarborough? It's on again in March. Yeah, I've been a couple of times. It's on again in March. I think McGann's there again, actually, along with Janet Fielding. So McGann's there.
That's good. I was hoping he'd be here in Edinburgh this weekend because it's Edinburgh Comic Con this weekend, but there was only Kevin McAnally was there, which I wasn't interested in, and an actor who was playing a part in a Capaldi episode, the Viking one, and I couldn't remember who he was. That's how yeah, the one about the Vikings. It's a guy with a big giant beard. Forgotten his name, but he was there as well this weekend. So I thought I'm not that interested, so I didn't go.
No, fair enough. Okay. Hello, Yokai. How are you, Yokai63? Yay, this is great news. Nearly 30 years old, but the TV movie is far better than Out from New Who. McGann's Doctor still rocks. Yes, he does, doesn't he? And as I said before on the show, they've got the perfect opportunity now to bring him in because right now we do not have a doctor. And I don't think, well, as we're going to come to in the show, they're going to even consider that one again. Derek Hart says, when I meet up with McGann, we just go on and catch up with Liverpool Football Club, as I met him once with my Liverpool Football Club top on, and we've become friends ever since. We'll give him our best. And it's nice to know that he supports a proper team, Ian.
Outrageous. I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to ignore that completely. Although I haven't seen the scores. I hope.
JT just pretending he knows about football there. That
I do hope they've beaten Nottingham Forest today because that will help us. But I now need to check that. So sorry, but that's your fault, JT.
My sister will be very unhappy now. She's a massive Liverpool FC fan, I tell you.
Yeah, they did 1-0.
Oh, sorry to my sister. She won't be happy with you. Raymond Williams with us saying, how many of the modern audience bought the TV movie? Exactly. Yeah. And Cyber Leader 73 saying, oh, if I can bring the thing up, some of my hands are not working. Cyber Leader 73, hello to you. I met McGann and McCoy at Newcastle Comic Con years ago. Lovely. Very nice. And I love your little, there's the 8 Doctors console there as well. It looks
lovely. It
looks nice even on a little picture, doesn't it? You can tell what it is.
It's a great console. It really is.
It really
is. This is interesting, though. This is another example of buying it many, many times. I've bought the VHS. I bought the DVD. I've got the Blu-ray. I'm now going to buy it on Steelbox. That's my 4th attempt at the TV movie. There we go.
we did say that on the Thursday show. We said, right, this is like Spearhead from space now. How many copies can you get? All I'm now waiting for is steelbook versions of Robots of Death and everything. The re-release of, I don't know.
At least it's not Shada. Could be there all day if we're counting them. Yeah. So.
I know, yeah. Don't go saying to us, drag queens don't buy physical media, unfortunately. Drag queens, a lot of them, loop to loop these days, I tell you. And of course, Life High Fantasy, thank you. Very generous for your super chat. So happy to see the TV movie getting some love. Paul was my doctor, and it was the film that made me a fan. Absolutely love McGann. He alone could save the show. I have to agree.
Yeah,
especially here in the
he's
UK.
still got it. He really has. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
and he's still popular. Somebody was saying to me the other day, "Oh, people don't know who McGann is now," but I think they do. And I think if you showed that Paul McGann was coming back to do his Christmas Spectacular, I think people would tune in for it, but nobody listens.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, you just have to look at the Night of the Doctor online thing that came on the 50th. That got 2 million views in about 5 minutes. Honestly, so it already was topping what Shooty got, and that was worldwide. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Cyborg, not a robot. It's nice to see you. Ugh, the bore between the land and the BBC. Yeah, as well. Yeah, although how long that land actually lasts, who knows? It was all kicking off with the BBC, isn't it? It really is, as we've covered many, many times. But it's great to see you all in this. Bill Lowry is saying, a Steelbook of Robots of Death, where, when, and how much?
Take my money. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They would. I mean, they see us coming. As I said on Thursday, they see us coming, don't they?
Yeah.
Obviously, they're trying to rescue their very bereft coffers, aren't they? Because they made no money recently from merchandise.
No, not at all. No, and that's. I know some people would cut back at us for that and say, yes, they have. Yes, they have. Prove it. Prove it. Because I go by things like the charts, and there's nothing there. You know, nothing there when it comes to the new stuff. Sheila B in the Devotions is in the chat as well. Nice to see you, my darling. And Steve Andrews, I have Paul McGann's autograph and Tom Baker's as well. We'll treasure them, especially.
So do I.
Yes. Yeah. Johnny the Cabbage, echoing what I've been saying for a few years now, Paul? Paul should have been in the Doctor in the 50th instead of John Hurt. We was robbed. I totally agree. Totally agree with you.
Or at least they could have put the bloody Night of the Doctor as a pre-title sequence and broadcast the bloody thing, honestly. Yeah.
Well, I still say, and I will say when we come to revisiting the Day of the Doctor and doing that again as another review at some point, I will still say that John Hurt could have been the baddie instead of Elizabeth I and the Digons and stuff. They could have had John Hurt as the baddie and he would have made a cracking villain. And they should have had McGann where Hurt was, you know, and it would have been fabulous. I would have been a lot happier. And we wouldn't have had all this nonsense then about you can shoehorn in an unseen incarnation, which would have meant we wouldn't have got that other woman coming along. Honestly,
the fugitive Doctor, yeah, exactly.
I keep forgetting, don't I? I can never remember what the bleeding. I agree with you, Paul, says Hartnell's Ghost, but we're not all perfect. And yes, Dimensions in Time is canon.
Yes, another vote. That's 3 of us who agree on that. At least that's good. Yeah.
Continue with Sylvan Sophie and last appearance of John Pertwee and Kate O'Mara, etc. Yeah, it's. We're going to be looking at Dimensions in Time shortly. So come and stay with us. You know, I have to prepare. So give me a couple of months. And DC Games.
When you're feeling a bit better, definitely.
Yeah. Why was McGann not part of the Day of the Doctor when John Hurt was shoehorned in as the War Doctor? DC Games. You and me both, kid. Thinking along the same lines there, aren't we? We really are. I will never forgive Moffat for all that nonsense. Never. Lex, hello, Lex. Thanks to you, Superstar. Still no signs of the awful Sea Devils on Disney Plus. Okay, thanks for letting us know. I don't actually think. We were talking about the war between the land and the sea last week, weren't we? We were mentioning that thingy. What's his name? Pete McTighe, however you want to say it. It was on the Gallifrey 1 convention, wasn't he? And he was saying to people, he was basically saying VPN it. I don't know if you know that, guys. But he was saying, look, don't wait for Disney, go and find it and VPN it. I don't think it's going to do any good for him at all. Now, I just want to tell you at this point, before I forget, I'll tell you what I got here. Just before the show, I looked at the Doctor Who, Tube of Who channel. And you know that this exclusive content we've all been talking about that the BBC have started doing for YouTube now. Yeah. They're doing these behind-the-scenes documentaries for the war between the land and the Boer, aren't they? You know, I can tell you that the part 1, which was the exclusive full documentary, The Making of the War Between the Land and the Sea, which is 34 minutes, everybody. 34 minutes. I bet it's the thing that's on the Blu-ray. Anyway, that's had 17K views as of today. Part 2 of it is called Exclusive Homo Aqua Habitat Between the Scenes, the War Between the Land and the Sea. And that dropped 2 days ago, and it's had 3.4. So 3,400 views as of just before the show. That's not very
5 minutes long as well, is it?
That is 3 minutes 16.
Oh, that's all right. That's better. Yeah, 3 minutes. Yeah, never got that time back. Yeah.
So it's not very good, is it? So
No.
I don't know.
It's massively short, which is good. Yeah,
it's massively short. My sister's here saying Liverpool won.
Yeah, 1-0.
Yeah, thanks. She's happy. She's happy then. I'll keep her happy. And thank you to Mark Greaves. Thank you for your super chat. I never hold to the premise that someone can't be the Doctor because we hadn't heard of them. Many never heard of Gatwa before he was cast. Even more wish they had never heard of him now.
Well, having unknown actor to play it perfectly well if they can play the part. Yeah,
yes.
They're a good actor. Yeah.
I mean, Tom wasn't known to the masses here in the UK at the time, was he? And I remember that, some of the press that you can see at the time, unknown actor. That must have hurt him, to be honest, when he'd been doing loads of theatre and stuff.
Well, he'd done some big films as well, but he wasn't that well known at all, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So unknown to the press. But
he'd often done them under heavy makeup as well, though, hadn't he? Like with Sinbad and stuff like that.
And Sinbad and stuff,
yes, exactly. Yeah,
and the mutations.
Same makeup, virtually, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Same makeup with a beard and just kept it.
Yeah.
Very similar, yeah.
Very true, very true. Thanks for that, Mark. Appreciate that. Very good of you. So yes, I just thought that was a bit of fun, everybody. Don't forget, you can actually see our Merchandise Paradise show from Thursday. It's still up there for you now. Obviously, the 30th anniversary release of the TV movie, which has just been a smash hit. If you missed it on Amazon.co.uk on Thursday and you went to it and found out it had been out of stock, it had sold out, it's now back in stock. So they've got more. So it's now back in stock. So I checked before the show for you.
The artwork is amazing on that, and inside's a lovely shot of the TARDIS in the time vortex, which is amazing. Really good.
Yes. Yeah. And if you want to see more pictures and you haven't seen our show from Thursday yet, go and have a look at it. Not now. You can go and have a look at it after this one. We've got all the graphics in there for you. We have indeed. Welcome to Who's Views. It's your big show this Sunday night, and I'm sure you're all absolutely delighted that you're not at the BAFTAs tonight, which is actually on right now in London, and we've probably got more viewers than they have, to be quite honest.
Neither's David Tennant, is he?
The host this year is Alan Cumming, who's going to be working has just been working with RTD on RTD's new TQ cult drama for Channel 4, which is called Tiptoe. But have you seen what Alan Cumming was wearing to host and present the BAFTAs tonight? These people can't help themselves. Look at this.
Oh,
for God's sake.
Has
somebody hit him with some toothpaste and he hasn't noticed?
Well, that as well. I don't know what that is. They'll probably get away with it as being arty-farty crap, won't they? But look at the colours.
Yeah.
It's representation of the TQ cult. Why can't they just give it up? Give it up. Why push it all the time? These people get on my nerves. Look at the nonsense there. Not only is he wearing some sort of designer claptrap nonsense, which the logo, isn't it stunning and brave? It's like a ripped coat. That's what it is. Basically a ripped coat. He's got this toothpaste, as Ian says, on his head representing the TQ cult.
There's only one consolation, though. He didn't sing at the start of the show like Tennant did he? Because that was awful.
I have no idea. I wouldn't want to watch that.
God.
No.
David Tennant sang a Proclaimer's song, didn't he? When he came on, and it was bloody awful. Yeah.
He was wearing his kilt as well, wasn't he? So is it just?
I'm surprised Alan Cummings is not more tartany in this, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, it might change halfway through. You never know.
He might. Yeah.
Stephen Braddock is saying, "Oh dear God, my poor eyes, take it away." I've done. You can look again now. Digby's saying, "Is Cummings the high priest of the Church of Gibbs toothpaste?"
Other toothpaste are available.
Yeah. Yes.
I suppose toothpaste fights cavities, and it is on his head. So what does that say about him? Really?
They just can't leave it alone, can they? Really, they have to get their message, their propaganda, their agenda through any little way they can. And to do that and just say, I'll just splat the colours of the flag on the head. What a pathetic thing to do. As Sheila B in the devotions is saying to us, Paul, silly old fart.
I would say, Alan, look what's in your hair, and just take it out.
Yeah,
that's better. Yeah,
get down there now and get sorted. Margie 75 with the same. My goodness, he looks absolutely ridiculous. And according to Funky, an upside down Guinness class with crazy string on it. I see what you did there. Johnny the Cabbages are saying, Ian, you're right. It's Aquafresh. And the PVFS Black Man in Dress Again. Guest Kurtz.
Or is it?
If I'm doing product placement, I prefer Colgate myself. That's what I use.
I prefer Colgate.
Is it? Is it Homo Aqua?
Any sponsorship, that'd be great. Yeah.
Is it Homo Aqua Fresh? Just just to make it topical.
That's personalised toothpaste just for Alan. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But look at it. I think that is a coat, actually, Margie. I don't think it's a dress. I think it's a ripped coat. But it's the stuff on the head that just I just thought, oh, give it a rest, give over. Every time, as John Roberts is saying, I've just been sick in my mouth. I know what you mean. You know,
it gives you the dry book, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't know if he's gone on stage wearing that stupid stuff in his head, but and the thing is as well, they're all going to be going, oh, wonderful, you're so brave, it's so wonderful, you're representing this TQ cult. Oh, get a grip, honest to goodness. I bet you we've got more viewers watching this than they have on the BBC.
Is it on the BBC? It's not on ITV, right?
No, it's on the BBC, isn't it? It's on the BBC.
Okay, right.
Where else? Come on. How does toothpaste represent the TQ cult, says Bill Harry? Do they have very nice teeth? Not that as far as I'm concerned. It's just the colours. It's the colours. The colours are the TQ cult, the trans flag. The blue, the pink, and the white. And they'll do anything to push that in there. And we're still waiting for a Doctor Who title sequence with it all in predominantly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Lex saying to us as well, Cummings look like alien from another world, so strange nutties. They all are. They absolutely are. The whole of the show business industry is unbelievable nonsense. Honestly, it really is. Got a message for you from Mark, cool and dry. Ian, how's your dog?
Edith goes for her operation on Thursday. She'll likely have to have both legs done, but this is the right leg for cruciate ligament repair. I have heard that they do tend to have full recovery, so fingers crossed. You just never like your pups having to go under anaesthetic and things like that. But I appreciate you asking. Albert is just laid over there staring at me, but he'll probably start dreaming anytime soon.
Yeah, and we'll know because we'll hear him. He'll be like,
yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for asking, Mark. That's really good of you. And Tom Ghost is with us saying, Alan's been capped a la tripods. Yeah. Yes, I get that. That's really good. Yes. So anyway, I just wanted to put that bit in there as well. Dom goes wanting to know, is it Tennant's hand-me-downs? Oh, goodness me. They are all attention seekers, Woodhouse 122, aren't they? They like to jump on bandwagons because of their own righteousness and how it makes them appear. I mean, have you seen, what's in it? Olivia Colman. Shut up, Olivia. Yeah. You are insulting gay men all over the planet.
I identify as a gay man, she said. Yeah.
Good God, yeah. I mean, absolutely.
So why is David Tennant not doing it this year? Is he filming Doctor Who as we speak? That's what's going on. Yes.
Who knows? Oh no, I don't know. Maybe he was just having a sulk. I don't.
Maybe,
yeah. Derek Hart, you may think this, but I couldn't possibly comment. Can't stand Alan. He's an SNP supporter. Can't possibly comment on that. Fashion should be a statement and never a question, says Cool and Dry. And Kirsty is saying, big love to the doggo.
Thank you, Kirsty.
Isn't that lovely? Yes, so anyway, I just wanted to get that, everybody, out of my system, because I saw that, though. I've got to show the guys that in case they haven't seen it, because it's absolute crap, isn't it? Just once more, look at that. And from one lunatic now, we are going to go to another one, and it's you know who, everybody. And there he is in his element, surrounded by his echo chamber at one of the Manchester Prides over the last couple of years. And this is where we get to look at what Artie is up to. Now, as you'll know, because you're regular viewers here on Who's Rose for Headlines, he has written this TQ cult piece of propaganda. My words, not the official words, but that's exactly what it's going to be for Channel 4. It's going to be on sooner than we think, because did you see this? This, of course, from the Woke Tro. RTD reveals race to release new Channel 4 thriller. It's got so much to say, is the headline. And I'm sure it does.
Is that before it goes out of date? That's why I was trying to rush it out. Is that why? Yeah.
Let's investigate together, shall we, Paul? Because the article says RTD is in a race to get his new Channel 4 thriller, excuse me, out of the gates. RTD is back with Channel 4, the home of his most trailblazing dramas, Queer as Folk, Cucumber, and the life-changing It's a Sin, with Tiptoe, a new thriller set in Manchester about two feuding neighbours played by Alan Cumming and David Morrissey, exploring themes of radicalisation, prejudice, and rising social tensions. Leo, played by Alan Cumming, and Clive, played by Morrissey, have lived next door to each other for 15 years in relative peace and calm. Leo owns a bar in Manchester's gay village called Spit and Polish. Really? Really? here we go again with the RTD innuendos and all the crap. You know, he can't help himself because he's just tacky has-been writer. Anyway, that's my point on that one. Clive is becoming increasingly susceptible to right-wing misinformation and fear-mongering about the LGBTQ++ community infiltrating the national media. Words have been weaponized and their impact is becoming all too real. Filmed entirely in Manchester, surprise, surprise, Tiptoe also stars Pookie Quenzel, Jackson Connor, Charlie Condu, and Denise Welsh. No doubt Tiptoe will be another seismic RTD moment. You can tell the Metro love him. When it's finally released, when it's finally released later this year. And speaking to Metro at the Attitude 101 lunch, which we reported on last week, RTD revealed he has pulled out all the stops to get the 5-part drama to screens imminently. He told us we're about halfway through the edit right now, and we're very excited, but we've got an edit team twice the normal size because we're trying to get it edited as fast as we can so Channel 4 can show it as soon as possible. It's got so much to say about the world today. It carries on. With the world in dire straits, LGBTQ+ rights rapidly moving backwards, and homophobia and transphobia becoming increasingly loud and alarmingly acceptable, it's no surprise that RTD is once again tackling the biggest threats to our community head on. It's about a gay man living in Britain now. He's got a neighbor who's a straight man and is listening to all the stuff that's being said online about the LGBTQ+ community. Obviously watches our show. So you name it, it's in there, he said. We've got trans actors in there. Surprise, surprise, Silla's here. So that issue comes to the front sometimes. It's not entirely about that, but it's simply about modern life. You name an issue, it's in there somewhere. It's also a good laugh, though it's good fun and properly entertaining. A new RTD drama has never felt more urgent, particularly for trans representation on screen. Trans men and women are consistently cut out of conversations around their rights in mainstream media, yawn, and the roles afforded to them in drama are almost non-existent. RTD stressed how important that representation is now and why it was essential in Tiptoe. He said, what we're looking at now is terrifying. When you see Trump removing the pride flag from the Stonewall site, I just despair. I mean, that's both the ultimate and the most ridiculous thing. And what happens in America comes here, but you always have hope. Television can turn things around. Heated rivalry just took everyone by surprise to have hope. I've never heard of that, by the way. Marking his first original drama since It's a Sin, Tiptoe is already one of the most anticipated television moments of 2020. They're not biased at all, these people, this fella here. He's not biased at all. He's not part of the TQ cult at all, this guy writing this. It's a Sin quite literally changed lives when it aired during the tail end of the pandemic. Not really. Encouraging thousands of gay men to get tested for HIV and likely changing the course of the disease's spread in Britain. It was a stark reminder for some and a powerful education for others about the very recent AIDS crisis in the 1980s, that claimed thousands of lives in Britain and was for many years purposely sidelined in public memory. So that was written by Adam Miller, who's obviously part of the LGBTQ cult, because he's actually kissing RTD's arse there. But again, it's all one-sided, isn't it? So here's RTD going on about, we've got to get this thing out as quickly as possible. And the immediate thing I thought, gentlemen, was, oh, yes, the May elections are coming up, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. What made me laugh, though, it says in the article, he's pulling at all the stops. Has he got any stops left to pull out? He's just repeating himself, isn't he? That's it.
Yes. Yeah. Margie's stint was anticipated by whom? Yeah, exactly. Who's going to be looking at it? I don't know. Mayor Rizzo.
It's not going to be balanced, is it? It's not going to be balanced. They're not going to look at all points of view. They will make the straight guy the villain. He will be representative of everything wrong, and God forbid, he's not just straight and male, he's white. So
he's
there
even
you are.
Recycling names, Ian. His name's Clive. That's the guy in Rose. You know, it's like incredible.
Yeah, you've got.
Yeah.
He's just he generates so much hate, and claims to be fighting against hate. It's pure gaslighting. He is doing what he is accusing everybody else of doing, and he worries about rights being pushed backwards, but it's only because there's only becoming a bit of a backlash now because of everything they've been pushing so hard for the last 5-10 years. They have generated the situation that they don't like, and they can't see it because their heads are up their own asses, let alone anybody else's.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks to Daz, Darren Hembrow here. Thank you very much, Daz, for your super chat. Anything by RTD now, as per, will be nothing new and rehashed nonsense. I'm sure I'm missing the letters EAR in his name. Yeah. Thanks for that, Daz. I mean, we've said this before. You know, I think he's done. He's a has-been. He's over. And yet they keep giving him work. And the failure, the massive failure of Doctor Who, has been overlooked. It's been overlooked, and they're all thinking that this tiptoe is going to be a big social commentary, but it's going to be far left propaganda. It's not going to be real. It's going to have been written through his anger and his echo chamber, and the echo chamber that involves around Canal Street in Manchester, where gay men and women who will not bend the knee to that poisonous alleged progressive flag are booted off the street and won't be allowed in the bars because it's been taken over by the TQ cult. So we know that's what's going to happen. Legion of James is saying to us, guys, well, we all know exactly what this tiptoe will be pushing. The cult's very own brand of hate, prejudice, and division, all dressed up in victimhood and scripted with false narrative lies.
Yeah.
I think it'll be another version of Adolescence, where it takes a situation and twists it so demographics are changed and everything else. And you'll probably find Keir Starmer wanting to show tiptoe in schools as well. You know.
Well, I reckon no spoilers, but obviously David Morris says the white gammon will do harm to Alan Cummins' character, and something like that will happen in it. You know, that will cause something. Yeah.
We've got that picture, Paul Neighbour. I'll just read this from Mr. Pow. The rise in homophobia seems to come more from the TQ community. That's exactly it, Mr. Pow. That's what's happened from my perspective. Same-sex That's exactly what's happened since 2015-ish, when the TQ was enforced on LGB. We didn't ask for it. We didn't want it. They were just put there, probably by some heterosexual person in government. So what do we do with this group of people? Oh, we'll just put it onto there because it's a minority. You know, like they tried to mix the blacks and the Asians together, and they didn't like that, so they were pushed aside again. But nobody listens to us as LGB yet. It's the tide is turning, because more and more gay men and women are waking up to the fact that it is a homophobic cult that's going on there. Absolutely. We've got Julianne saying to us, RTD bigging up his own crap as usual. And Mayor Rizzo, aren't there any individuals left? Everyone seems to be part of one mindless community or another. Exactly. Paul, I've got these for you. Have a look at these.
Yeah.
There's the what's his name? David Morrissey on the left playing the straight guy in this. Yeah. Alan Cummins on the right. Now that, for those of you that don't know, that is Canal Street in Manchester. And look at that poisonous flag that they insist on waving. Whenever I see that flag, I walk the other way. This alleged progressive flag, it's just nonsense.
Is it just me? But Alan Cummings looks at that naughty German who used to impersonate Charlie Chaplin a bit. You know, he looks very like that.
Oh, what's that noise? And to tie in with Ian's point here, look at this from the show.
Yeah.
So that's not looking like anything friendly, is it?
With a mirror position, so you can hate the straight man twice as much.
Yeah. But this is what it's going to be. It's going to be, as I've warned you since we heard about this coming early last year. RTD is a very angry man. Britain is not doing what he thinks Britain should do. People are not doing what he thinks people should do. And anybody that doesn't agree with him is immediately far right, as we have seen and put onto this show before. He's made a complete arse of himself with that. And here he is again now. And you know, the whole thing about this thing he's written for Channel 4, produced by Key Street Productions, is it's going to be far left propaganda. And what's he talking about? Here we are again with all this trans right nonsense. Every time I see this, I say to them, name me one right. And it's usually activists. It's never usually trans people. It's usually trans activists. Name me one right that transgender people do not have in the United Kingdom right now. And they can never answer me because they've got the same rights as everyone else. It's pathetic.
It's interesting that it's men trying to become women who want to affect women's rights, which is very interesting, isn't it? So.
Talking of which, have any of you ever heard of India Willoughby?
Yes.
Right, good.
Oh, dear.
India Willoughby, of course, one of the most poisonous trans women you're ever going to meet. Formerly known as Jonathan, he used to be a journalist. He's also father of a child. And he goes on and on and on. And this is somebody that's supposed to be in my alleged community. And they wonder why LGB without the TQ is getting bigger and bigger, and more people are coming along to LGB saying, no, we're same-sex attracted, we want nothing with the TQ cult. But look at this tweet. He's always tweeting. He cannot help himself. You get blocked immediately. I've been blocked.
Yes.
I don't care.
I'm blocked.
Yeah, because he talks crap, doesn't he? He's absolutely crap. But look at this piece of crap he put out just the other day there. From the 21st of February, rather. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I can't live in the UK for the last part of my life. This irrational hatred and ignorance of trans folk is now so deeply embedded due to the grip of the religious right, cruel politicians, a corrupt judiciary and vile media that it's going to take decades to get back to what it was in 2015. Oh, the irony, I think, 2015, when you were enforced onto us. The truth is, not enough people stood up for us. 6 years of solid media demonization, bitches like Truss and Badenoch, injecting turfs into the institutions that we depend on, healthcare removed, and stripped of legal recognition. You bloody idiot. You bloody idiot.
I love that corrupt judiciary because they didn't agree with the judgment the courts made. That's ridiculous. It really is.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing as RTD, isn't it? And this will be in Toppy Tippy Toe. Not that I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
But it'll be
I don't know.
all about
I think
doing what we want you to do. So you're nasty. You are the N word. Those naughty Germans.
It just sounds like a tantrum he's having, doesn't it? Like he's
it's all the time, Paul. It never changes. I think around the same time there was another tweet. He's jumping up at me. There was another tweet, and he referenced 50 trans people dead in this country, and I was like, "What 50?"
Yes,
the only deaths relating to trans people I am aware of in the last couple of weeks are 2 mass shootings across in America or Canada. You know, that's it. I'm not aware of 50 deaths in the UK. I don't know what he's on. He is seriously.
Is he claiming that they've been killed by people, or is it something
that's the impression I got.
What's going on? You know?
Like Willoughby does there. What they do is they have this thing, and it's basically echo chamber think. They all say the same thing. I've seen it constantly coming back at me. Firstly, I'm supposed to be grateful that transgenders started the LGB movement. Heterosexuals did not start the LGB movement. It was same-sex attracted men and women that started the movement to get our own rights. Heterosexuals had nothing to do with it. And let's face it, transgenders tend to be heterosexual males and heterosexual women who try to become the opposite to what they were born, right? Yeah. The sexuality is totally different. It remains heterosexual. That's why a lot of these trans women try and call themselves lesbians, which is disgusting. You're not. You're a fella who still fancies women. Get over it. Yeah. Don't be pushing your ideology on the rest of it. But that's
it is so confused. It's beyond belief, isn't it?
Not to me. It's not to me. If I meet a trans man, it's a woman.
No. I mean, from their point of view, not from yours.
Yeah, totally. Totally. But this is what RTD and people like Willoughby and Cumming and Tennant and all the rest of them as part of this, including some of the backstage crews we know on Doctor Who, believe, and they push this, and they have the same party line, basically. It's incredibly boring now, all these years later. And they don't like the fact, we've had it on this show before, where RTD has said that if you are same-sex attracted and you're not part of the movement, then you're not part of, you're not approved, basically. Yeah. Good, because I don't want to be improved by you lot. Leave the kids alone, for one thing.
Who put him in charge, anyway? Who put him in charge? He's just assumed his position, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It's just the arrogance of that is off the chart.
Yeah. And the fact is that all these people around him that will give him this work and commission this piece to do. You mentioned there that other thing, adolescence. I reckon that because he watched that, he wants the next one.
Yeah.
Because we're hoping this is going to save his career, because if Doctor Who is recognised as a massive flop, he needs something to be good in order to recover from that. And he's probably putting all these chips on the table for that to make this work.
Yeah. Absolutely. Lex, thank you for your super chat. RTD's days are numbered. In Liverpool, 50% is Reform UK, so the polls say. Now, that's true. Now, that took me by surprise to an extent because Liverpool has always been Labour. But over the last few years, I've started to see signs around the place in Liverpool. Labour not wanted. Labour out. Labour not welcome. That's a culture shock for somewhere like Liverpool that's always been, through decades, red.
I think you had, in the run up to the election, you had Keir Starmer. If I remember rightly, you had Keir Starmer giving a speech in Liverpool, obviously wanting the votes to get elected, saying that he would never, ever, ever write for the Sun again, because obviously the Sun newspaper, Hillsborough and everything else, they are just not wanted in Liverpool, are they? And then in an interview after he won the election, he was asked by an interviewer, would you write for the Sun? Yes, I would. Straight away. Yeah. And I think things like that, people don't forget. People don't forget.
Well, I think the results of the May elections will be interesting reading when they come out. Yeah.
I think they will. Thursday is going to be interesting because that's that Manchester by-election, isn't it?
Yes, in Denton and thingy.
Gorton, yeah.
Gorton and Denton, yeah, you're right. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting there. This is the other thing he doesn't like. I mean, we all know that RCD, from what we said last week as well, is out to really, really diss reform, as all of the TQ cult members are, all the far left are, all the industry, the show business industry. They're after reform, and they're now after restore as well, obviously, because they are two parties that won't even contemplate listening to them. The problems with people like the Tories, the Labour, the Liberal, not waste of space, Green Party, dangerous. You know, they've listened and they give them the time of day. Whereas Reform and the Restore have turned around and said, no, we're not even listening to you because we know reality.
Yeah.
You know.
That Zach Polanski, brackets, real name, David Polden, close brackets. He's posted today that this by-election is between the Greens and Reform. And then he said, hope against hate.
Yeah.
Now, that's basically saying anybody that supports reform is advocating hate. And I think in a week where the far left in France, Courten beat somebody to death because they were different, has meant that his comments are incredibly stupid and could incite someone to violence. You know, I know they all go on about Joe Cox, but there was a Conservative MP as well who was murdered. And it's just, you should not go around saying things like that. It's stupid. But then he's stupid. I don't think he's the brightest one in tool in the box. So, you know.
Well, I'm going to come to him in just a second, but I want to say to the Jason Parker, looks like another series of straight white man equals bad, every other demographic equals wonderful, amazing, intelligent, brave, bold, and stunning. Yawn. Absolutely. Yeah. And then we've got Mark Walker here saying to us, to be honest, I'm even tired of you guys talking about RTD. Let him be forgotten like the has-been he is. I wish we could, but unfortunately, he's still the main producer, the showrunner on Doctor Who, our favorite television show.
And aren't we lucky?
Until he's gone, we have to continue reporting on what he's saying, I think, because he's the man in charge. We've got a little bit more coming up, unfortunately. Steve Braddock is saying that the show Tiptoe is going to be a personal hate fest against us, the far right. Yes, exactly. It is. It's going to be so biased and so full of far left propaganda and TQ cult propaganda. And they think it's all sparkly and glittery and welcoming, inclusive, representational. It's not. It's going to be bull, I can tell you that. Talking about Zach Polanski, which I don't like to do, but very quickly, I don't know if any of you saw this. From Wales Online, on the 18th of February, Greens leader Zach Polanski says, RTD drama partly made me the person I am. When receiving the Trailblazer of the Year award, which we reported on last week at the Attitude 101 ceremony, the politician paid tribute to one of his own LGBTQ++ heroes who had inspired him with unapologetically authentic, on-screen, clear representation. Again, a bloody idiot, and I have it out with them all the time. Queer is a homophobic slur, and we didn't have that attached to us when queer as folk, which is a saying, it's ironic, it doesn't have anything to do with sexuality, it's a British saying that means it's odd, people are odd.
There's no queer as folk.
Yeah.
And that's what the Americans didn't understand when QAF transferred over there. And they thought it meant clear, meant something that they could actually use. And that's why it's back over here now. And I think it's all down to RTD. I think it's his fault that this word is now everywhere because of that bloody show. I really do. Mr. Pow is saying quite rightly that J.K. Rowling always kicks India Willoughby's butt on social media. It's brilliant. She does. She's fantastic. I can't. Did India block her?
Oh, probably.
I think so.
Probably,
Yeah.
But J.K. Rowling is always. You're right. And she's a proper writer. RTD. She knows how to use words so beautifully to get at people and put a point across. You know.
I loved it when they all got upset though, and they put on these wonderful pictures of J.K. Rowling smoking a cigar with a drink on a yacht, and that was just so that it was they were just so like trying to make her look like the evil stepmother type thing. It was really quite funny. Yeah.
But she owned it as well, didn't she?
Oh, she did, yeah.
Oh, completely.
She was like, look at me, I'm minted. Raymond Williams saying, like Gareth Roberts said, they are never called Mary or Margaret, but India or Jinx.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it. And Hartnell's Ghost saying, wants to know what a turf is. A woman.
Yeah.
That's what they call a woman.
A menstruator, I think they're called as well. They call them, yeah. So,
they call women a hell of a lot of stuff, but TERF is the big one. It's trans exclusionally radical feminist. It's
a woman. Yeah.
It means a woman. And there are more and more women now waking up to the fact that they do not want men in their spaces, and trans women are men. They are biological men. They can slip on a pitiful dress and call themselves Deirdre anytime they want to. It's absolutely fantastic. Nothing against that, but keep to your own spaces. I mean, I don't know about you fellas, but I was thinking about the other side of this. I'm not comfortable. I wouldn't want a trans man coming into men's spaces, quite frankly.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't want a trans man in the changing room at the gym. I wouldn't want them in the loos in M&S or John Lewis where they can. I don't want them in gay spaces necessarily. I don't want them in that show I reported on with Danny Minogue, where they put these mincing ninnies who call themselves gay and one trans man in there. And then the trans man, who's a woman, didn't understand why the boys didn't want to get off with her.
Well, she's not got the equipment for a start. That's part of the problem. So,
That's part of the problem. But this is what they can't say. They can't say it, Who Views. They can't. All this sort of stuff. They start banging on about, oh, you're obsessed with this and obsessed with this. Well, of course you are. You're a gay man. I mean, go get off. Yeah.
And you like what you like. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, goodness me.
Can I ask, JT? Sorry, can I ask? Did we pick up Hugh Janus's super chat?
Oh,
it was a while back now. Just in case, so apologies if it's repetition. Hugh Janus, £2 super chat. Thank you for that, Hugh Janus.
Thank you.
I owned a particular make of camera. That's Canon.
Yes. Oh, I remember them. Well,
has it got telly snaps of dimensions and time on it? That'd be useful.
Oh no, we want to Viewmaster now, dimensions and time. Do you remember those shops? Do you remember those old camera shops though in the high streets?
Yeah.
You look for hours while you were outside the shop when you're going, oh my goodness, and they were all, the majority of them were Canon, weren't they? Do you remember? Gosh, the things you think about, don't you? Thanks for that, Hugh. Lovely to see you. Thank you very much. But this is where we're up to. This is what he's doing. So we've got this thing coming out, and it looks like, Who Viewers, that he's got a massive big editing team to get it all sliced and diced and get it out. And I will be absolutely gobsmacked if it's not on before the elections are being held across England and Wales and Scotland, because we've got a big sort of equivalent of a general election here in May. Before May, I think this thing is going to hit around about April.
Do we know if this is like a one-off drama or is like 5 or 6 episodes? Is it one episode?
5 episodes.
5 episodes, right?
It is a one-off. So
right.
five 1-hour episodes. And as I say, if you're going to watch it, good luck to you. If you are going to watch it, I certainly won't be. You can get in touch to tell me what you think about it at whosviews1@gmail.com if you're going to put yourself through it. It's 5 hours. So if you're going to put yourself through it, and you might be watching it us out there. There's a lot of you watching us at the moment thinking, what are those three things talking about? What's the chat talking about? And RTD is the best thing since sliced bread. If you think that, brilliant. Then get in touch with me at whosviews1@gmail.com when you've watched his show and tell me what you thought. Okay.
It's going to be a tougher watch than the fishy thing, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
and that's saying
absolutely.
something. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Robert Payne is saying 5 hours of that. Call the UN. No, they're useless. It's not worth nothing, that lot. And tanking the ratings just like Disney who did. I really hope so, Woodhouse 122, because it would say to me that nobody's listening to that crap anymore. And if this TQ cult propaganda fails, I'm going to celebrate that, quite frankly. And John Mason is saying, watch that. Nah, you've got better things to do, haven't you, John? Of course you have, love. Absolutely.
if it does fail, it'll serve them right, because it's their own fault for the position they think they're in. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
If it fails, and again, like the rest, I hope it does. But if it fails, following on from the Gatwa era failure, if this fails as well, and then his Christmas thing fails or is canned, then I can't see his career recovering. I think that'll be it. He'll be in the trash can where he belongs, to be quite honest.
I'm quite
he must
annoyed
be
that...
minted now, though, mustn't he? He doesn't need to work, surely. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just I'm quite sort of aggrieved, shall we say, that nobody looks at that crappy stuff he called Doctor Who and gave to us as Doctor Who fans. Massive fail, as we all know. Huge flop. Disney walks away, and nobody wants to talk about it because it's you know, they are up themselves, aren't they? And he's still the best thing since sliced bread. He's just had a massive multi-million-dollar failure. He's not. Name me the thing he did before it. Let's look at Cucumber and Banana, shall we? Which is the same stuff as he's doing now, as you guys have pointed out. Failure. Even QAF 2, which was the sequel to the first one because it was so successful, wasn't as good. It was weak as water, really, considering.
I didn't see much of it. I saw an episode or two of It's a Sin, which I quite like some of it. But again, it was that was a bit more interesting than the usual crap. But it was kind of obviously a lot of things in it which were a bit inaccurate.
It's a Sin, Paul. It was very balanced, and it must have been killing him that he couldn't put trans people in it. And what it did, whether he wants to admit it or not, is it actually shows, and nobody's picked up on it in the cult, there were no transgenders around at that time. There were transvestites, which were heterosexual men who like to wear women's clothes every other day, and have the company of other men that like to do that. But they weren't really anything to do with us. They came to our spaces because we were bloody tolerant, and we let them.
Yeah.
But that wasn't in that. Drag queens are not transgenders, or not usually. They're usually gay men in a frock, right? We've been through that before. So when you look at that, it must have been killing him that he had to set it more or less properly in the 80s.
Yeah.
And there it is. It's all illustrated there. It's LG. LG. The B wasn't even with us at that particular point, because it was always, oh, you're greedy. You're just, oh, you're not sure yet, are you?
Twice the chance of scoring on a Saturday night. That was it. Yeah.
Those sorts of things. Yeah, you get thrown away for saying things like now, but it was a big laugh back in the day, wasn't it? Digby, thank you for your super chat. Thinking about it, has RTD just ripped off Love Thy Neighbour?
Well, he very rarely does something purely original, does he? So it's not a bad suggestion, actually.
That's very clever of you, Dig. Yeah. Oh.
It won't be half as funny, though, I'd imagine, but yeah.
God, no.
No.
Or as subtle, even. Yeah.
That's saying something, isn't it?
He's inspired by all the television he's all watched over the God knows how many years, doesn't he? Really, and then he pushes his own agenda into it. I can predict this thing is going to be bloody awful. Lex, thank you for your super chat as well. Hashtag Peter Davison for Doctor Who producer. Yeah, we love that one. Yeah. Let's get that far and wide. Get Peter Davison into the series. That would be brilliant.
Guys, hey Lex, thank you for the Khan video.
And Robert Payne saying to us quite correctly, a bloke who lived 15 years next door suddenly gets radicalized. What a thin plot. That is absolutely beautiful, Robert, and I totally agree with that. But that's how he looks at it. That's how he looks at all of us. We've been radicalized, not them. Not them with their ideologies and their fantasies and their dictates and their insistences and their homophobia. It's the rest of us. And that's what minorities do, especially when they're losing grip.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening to them now.
Let's hope so. I really do.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think it's starting to happen. And I think that's why they're getting desperate. Look at Willoughby's tweet there, Jonathan Indian Willoughby, his tweet, oh, I'm going to leave the country. Good, we'll have a whip round for you. Don't come back. Try the Middle East. I'm sure you'll be very welcome over there, honestly. Same with the subject of RTD. Earlier this week on another Tube of Who channel, Half the Picture, which we've mentioned before. And the Half of the Picture were the people that carried the Peter Capaldi interview that we looked at a few weeks ago. Well, this week they had another Doctor Who name on there, and it was Murray Gold, who's been doing the music for Doctor Who on and off now for 21 years. So this is him on their set, talking to whatever his name is, who's interviewing them. But this was dropped this week. Now, as part of this, they obviously had to talk about Doctor Who, because that's all Murray Gold's going to be known for, let's face it. And that's all a lot of people will know him for. He has done a lot of other stuff. I was actually more interested, guys, when I was watching this, about the fact he met David Bowie.
Wow.
When he was queuing for an ice cream over in the States, just outside New York.
Wow.
And I thought it was a great story,
Yeah.
Gold lived, as we know, in New York for a lot of years and did a lot of work there in the music industry. So he was meeting a lot of people, and he met a lot of his idols, of which Bowie is one. So that was a nice story. I didn't get through it all, Who viewers. I'm going to be very, 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 very honest with you, because they got to that point where the guy that was interviewing Murray started to kiss RTD's arse, and I threw up in my mouth and had to switch it off. I couldn't carry on with it, because I thought this youngster who was born into the 2005 version of Doctor Who, he's still insisting, God love him, that Doctor Who is successful and it's massive today. It's one of those. And
right.
People forget it was massive in 60s and 70s and partly the 80s as well, and it is because of that. That's why it came back so successfully. You can't just diss 26 years of classic Who at all.
But the other thing about it, Paul, that they don't know because they weren't there, it was back then Doctor Who was loved.
Yeah, exactly.
We've spoken about the 1996 Radio Times BBC best drama ever, didn't we?
Yeah.
Or whenever that was, 99, whenever it was, can't remember. That's not going to happen again, because right now, here in the United Kingdom right now, and you can actually argue across the world, what's Doctor Who? Nobody cares. There's no love for it anymore. But as part of this interview on Half the Picture, he was asked the inevitable question. And I've got this for us to have a look at and discuss, because this was picked up by Cultbox. Multiple script versions written for 2026 for the Doctor Who Christmas special. Now, this has come from Murray Gold himself on this interview, because when he started talking about this, I thought, oh, this is going into headlines on Sunday. This is beautiful stuff. So Cultbox dropped this earlier on today, so it's easier to read from their article earlier today than me telling you all about it. So here we go. While interviewed on Half the Picture podcast, composer Murray Gold revealed that Doctor Who showrunner RTD has written several different versions of the script for the 2026 Christmas special. A quote from Gold says, "I know that Russell's written, I think, multiple versions depending on certain outcomes. So that's all I really know, and I'm not sure I'm even supposed to know that." The article goes on to say, what could these unnamed outcomes be? A good guess would be the version of the script ultimately used would depend on casting and the availability. At the end of the Doctor Who Season 2 finale, The Reality Crap, with the Arab Reality War, Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor allegedly mysteriously regenerated into an unknown character portrayed by actress Billie Piper. However, Piper was never introduced as the Doctor, leaving open the possibility that, along with a possible role as the 16th Doctor, her Doctor Who Christmas special role could possibly be the one she is best known for in the programme, Rose Tyler, or her Day of the Doctor role, The Moment, or the entity Rose Tyler briefly became after staring into the heart of the TARDIS, Bad Wolf, or perhaps another role altogether. It gets very complicated. Can you imagine, guys? I haven't finished with the article, but can you imagine? The Notwees, they're not going to buy into this, are they? I mean,
it's mind-boggling just for us, let alone the Notwees, let's be honest.
It's ridiculously boring. The article continues with, the choice of script may depend on Piper's role and the amount of time to which she is able to commit when it comes time to shoot the special. Script decisions could also depend on who is cast as the 16th Doctor and whether they are cast by the time the special commences filming. There are no known plans for Doctor Who after 2026, as we reported on last week's show, so the version of the script used could also depend on decisions regarding future series or specials, but Gold is hopeful. He said, "I think we're at a precarious point for Doctor Who. I am hopeful that it's all going to be the start of a wonderful new era, so I really hope that that's what happens." As for Gold's plans, he reiterated in the podcast that he would never turn down Doctor Who. If someone asked me and says, "Would you? Do you want to do it?" Of course, I would always say yes. I don't think I'd ever say no to Russell anyway. It's fun, even when it's hard. So basically, he was saying in this interview, guys, all of that, but the fact is he hasn't been approached to do the music for the Christmas 2026 episode yet. He was also going on about, it's mentioned a bit there, about the fact that he thinks that he was praising RTD to the hilt. I was saying he was a man of great depth and great feeling and understanding, and I'm not quoting here, I'm just paraphrasing, and that he was very aware of things around him in the world, and he was very concerned about it, tying into what we've just been talking about, and he wants to put his message out there. And as Russell has said as well, through that article about the tiptoe thing, he has a voice and he wants people to hear his opinion.
What is interesting about this is there's so many conflicting things that come out of these people's mouths, like Russell and Murray. I mean, a few months ago, he hadn't written the script. It was all in his head. Now he's got multiple copies of it. What's going on? You know? And it doesn't bode well, because it's like you've got multiple ideas in your head or written down, and what's going to happen? It'll be a bloody mess, won't it? It's going to be.
I think you only really need one and a competent script editor, but they don't have them. So you just have multiple versions of an idiot's ramblings, really.
Just like we did over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And if they're not letting anything as well, if they're going to cast Billy Piper in it and she's not available, they did that with Shooty. They've done that already. You don't want to have your leading actor missing if that's who's going to be in it. That's bloody stupid as well. It's like,
But Murray Gold's music, they're just going to repeat stuff that he's done already, aren't they? Because that's what it's been like for the best part of 20 years. Yeah. It's not that much variety.
Yeah, I mean, he gets praised a lot by the interviewer, who was obviously in love with it all, because that's what he's grown up with, and that's absolutely fair. But I find Gold's music quite repetitious, and I can't remember any of it from the last two series that we've had at all. He does talk about the musical thing as well. You know, he says, it implies that it could happen at any time, and it was very odd to be asked about it. Daz, thank you for your super chat here. 7 different versions, but he just swapped character names around. I can't think of anything worse than another RTD episode. Well, sadly, there is one going to come, and it's got the name Doctor Who on it. And it's going to be for
Let's hope it's only 45 minutes long at the very most.
I've still been told it's an hour.
Was that 45 minutes, Paul, or 4 or 5 minutes long?
4 or 5 minutes probably would be best, but 45, yeah.
Phil Roy's with us as well. Hello, mate. Murray G has come up with some great themes for Doctor Who, not on the last 2 seasons, mind you, but he doesn't understand when to let the scene breathe without slathering it in music. I agree. And I think that's what some of the things for me, guys, puts me off, really, because I did like the music from the first couple of series. By the time Capaldi had come along, I was getting bored with it because it was all getting a bit repetitious.
Well, it was. He was using the same tracks for different episodes, which things like moments for Rose and stuff like that, and you could recognise where they were coming from different episodes. It was quite sad, really. But
PB's with us. Hiya, mate. Rewrite. It's a good sign.
It's going to be good. Yeah.
Robert Payne says he said it's all figured out in his head. What a confused head. We can tell that. You just know that by some of the crap he talks about. And Julianne is saying, ha ha ha. So it's not cast yet then. No, it's not. So when you see these other people on other shows, on other channels, allegedly, here on the Tube of Who saying, oh, it's been cast and it's done this, and they're getting so excited about, oh, the showrunner's this and nothing's there. He's still there. He's still there. He's got the plot lines here for 6 different versions of this, and nobody is cast yet. You know, let's just hope that he goes with the one with Paul McGann in.
Yay!
I bet he's not even gone down that route. He's going
it's going to be Tennant, don't you? You just know it, Scott.
Yeah. Tyler John is with us saying, wow, what a lack of substance you lot present. Well, that's not our fault, Doctor Who's got no substance in it at the moment. We're only presenting what's out
has
there.
our argument got lack of substance? Is that what they're alluding to?
Yes, too, but I'm ignoring that because
Okay.
there's no backup to it. Tyler John, welcome to the show. Please subscribe. But what do you mean? We're just reporting on exactly what's going out there and giving our opinion. This is an opinion show. This is an opinion show. So if you want to come back and tell me exactly what you mean by lack of substance, let's discuss it, because I don't know what you mean by that at all. Because
there is a lack of substance to his point, really. If you want to be like that,
all these channels are speculation until it's all been confirmed definitely by the BBC. So we're just speculating. That's fine, isn't it?
It could be that Tyler John is saying to us, we're actually presenting a lack of substance, which isn't anything to do with us at all, because it's factual. It's out there in the public domain.
Yeah.
This is what they do. So let us know, mate, what you're saying there. But very, very welcome. I've never seen you before, so welcome to the show. What else we got here? Woodhouse 122 is saying, I think I'll be missing Christmas 2026. It'll put me off my Christmas dinner. I can't see it doing that well. I've said it before. I can't see it doing that well. And I've called it before a million. Because people are just so unimpressed with the BBC now, they're not going to watch it. They're not going to support it.
If they can't get good viewing figures on Christmas Day, then they're really struggling. Really,
but
it won't be the only turkey.
I know. Yeah.
Domgo is saying, I want a big CGI monster at the end. Probably going to get that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Can't get that. Funky is saying he's probably written a 20-minute story with 7 endings.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Christmas special will have David Tennant riding on the back of a giant CGI garm, says Problem Being.
Let's hope so, yeah.
Well,
it'll be something from the classic series, won't it?
Yeah.
That's completely twisted and missing the point about sometimes somebody in a suit is actually really good.
Yeah. Let us know what you think about this as well. Actually, Dalek Shalom is saying that Gold's music is goddamn intrusive. I agree with that. Sometimes it's very overpowering.
It forces you to be emotional when you don't need that prompt. If it's well performed, you should be able to react to it. I mean, look at the Green Death. Look at that scene in the Nut Hutch where the doctor is speaking to Joe. That is wonderfully emotional, and there's not a hint of music in there at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Apart from the record player in the background, but there's not any kind of incidental music, you know.
He does refer, Murray Gold in that interview does refer to the Green Death. Now I can't actually remember what he's saying about it. I think he's more or less implying it's subtle. You know?
Yeah.
Keep the classic series out of his mouth.
Oh dear.
How dare he?
Saying that he heard that the Christmas episode was 90 minutes. Paul, I've heard that myself. With respect, mate, I can't see the BBC giving Doctor Who, a failing show, 90 minutes on Christmas Day. I can't see it happening. It's going to be 60 minutes tops.
It doesn't deserve 10 minutes, that's for sure.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at all the other stuff that they're going to try and do, they've just had the worst Christmas Day ratings in its history. They have to up their game. They've got so many problems going on the BBC. It's the most unpopular it's ever been here in the UK, as you know. They have to up its game this year for Christmas Day. And I don't think Doctor Who's going to be the strongest thing in the mix at all. I think if it comes along, it's going to be on at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, early evening, and they'll have bigger fish to fry because they need to.
It's going to have to be a Christmas miracle to be any success whatsoever, to be honest.
Absolutely. I really, really can't see them giving it 90 minutes. I personally, I wouldn't, and I'm a fan, not this crap, but I wouldn't give it. I'd say, well, actually, you're only getting so many viewers. Oh, and we're going to do it. We're getting this other thing. And it costs money. And don't forget, there's no money for this now. There's no streaming partners yet. There's nobody.
I would love for this to be good. And watch on Christmas Day and think, oh, this will be fantastic. But we've had our fingers burnt so many times over the past 2 and a bit years, more than that, in fact, of it promising to be quite good and it was all bloody awful, you know?
Yeah. Stay with us here on Whose Views, because, of course, they are going back into Bad Wolf very soon to start working this. Where are we? The 22nd of February, very, very shortly. In the next few weeks, they're going to be back in there. They're going to be in production. As of yet, we have no Doctor. I personally can't see them casting an actor for 1 episode. The guys have said here on Headlines before, they reckon it's going to be, and you've heard the rumors as well, you've said it in the chat as well, it's going to be Tennant, or it's going to be some sort of thing about him, looking for previous Doctors or something like that. There are 6 different versions of a script out there now. It's a lucky dip now. Oh, who's got, eeny, meeny, miny, we'll go for that one. Doesn't bode well for a decent quality script, does it?
Well, if you look at the Five Doctors, Terrence Sticks worked wonders when he didn't know who was available, and it turned out to be brilliant. I can't see this
He
being
really
the
did.
case. Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll put it on. They'll put it on after Mrs. Brown's Boys to really kill it.
Well, late at night, 11 o'clock at night when no one's watching it. Yeah.
11
Everyone's
o'clock.
asleep. Yeah.
Legion of James saying to us, to be honest, I've never been a fan of the big Americanized style orchestral fair soundtracks for Doctor Who. Legion of James, I think I've told you before, I would love to have a return to different composers for each story. Now, I know that's a little bit difficult now because you're going to get 8 episodes, but I think the wonderful thing about our Doctor Who, the proper Doctor Who, is you got the, you know, especially in the 80s, you got the different composer coming along, so it matched a different story, so it felt different, you know?
Yeah.
I would like to see that back. I don't want all this.
Well, even Dudley, although he did a lot of stories, made it unique because some of his scores are amazing, aren't they? Some
Oh God,
and very, very different from each other, which is great.
Yeah.
You know?
And can I give a shout out, please, to Silver Screen? Can you start, please, re-releasing them or releasing them if they're new on vinyl? I'd love to listen to them on vinyl. Thank you very much. Cheers. I love you lots. Problem being, saying to us, Gold's music has always drowned out the scenes. It's not his fault, but overscoring is manipulative. And hello to Tom Colby, who's with us saying, I stopped watching Doctor Who during Capaldi's tenure. It went to crap during his time. I know what you mean. I started to lose interest as well. Not because of Capaldi, because he was engaging. But I remember thinking at the time, this poor, brilliant, genius character actor has to deal with this stupid script in a forest.
Yeah.
I can't remember what that one now. London was in a forest.
It's called Forest of the Shite, I believe it's called. In fact,
right, okay. I love Rose's theme.
What about Kill the Moon?
I quite enjoyed that one, apart from the end of it. But yeah.
Oh, it was honestly, dear God. You remember that one, JT?
Vaguely, I've sort of dismissed.
The Moon's an Egg. What a great idea.
The Moon's an egg with a dragon that bursts out and then immediately lays another moon-sized egg. I mean, how does that work?
That's really handy, isn't it?
Silly. I think the one I do remember that I quite really enjoyed was the Christmas one with the face things, the face huggers.
All right,
yeah, last Christmas I enjoyed that one as well.
I quite like that one.
Michael Troughton in it, lovely,
Yeah, I like the fact that it kept having those false endings, but I just wish they'd actually gone with it and written Clara out at that point and gone with it as the old woman.
Yeah.
You know, that would have been brilliant. A nice little turnaround. But
because that was a nice twist when she'd aged as well. That was quite nice after,
Paul Schlefter is saying, I loved Rose's theme, as did millions of other people. That's why the music suddenly became successful and why it was packing out the Albert Hall.
Yeah.
You know, for all the proms. Magic Stew, nice to see you. How many U-turns will it take for a decent showrunner to appear? Evening Hall. Peter Davison for showrunner.
Yay.
But you're right there, Magic Stew. Very, very topical there as well. See what you did there? Jason Parker is saying, I cannot bear the music. That overloaded, very loud Tennant era stuff. Oh, please, no. I know people liked it, but I found it boring. To be fair, it reminded me of Tennant, which added to my disliking. And Digby wants to know, will Bad Wolf still be making this? Yes. It's BBC Studios, I believe, with Bad Wolf, because RTD is still involved. So we haven't had official confirmation of that yet, so let's all watch out for that. But I'm hearing that Bad Wolf is still involved in some way with this Christmas episode.
Well, they've got the TARDIS set, so they'll have to at least rent it from them. Yeah,
and they're holding it to hostage. So they're involved in some way. Or let's see if they're going to be part of the production. I also was sort of told that BBC Studios are stomping up the majority of the money for this one-off episode. Now, last week, of course, we reported on Zy Bennett, who's the new big chief of BBC Studios, saying and clarifying very, very clearly they're going to get the Christmas special done for 2026, and then they're going to revisit Doctor Who. So there's nothing commissioned for 27 as we're talking right now in 22nd of February 2026.
I wonder what the budget will be. Hopefully it's £3.95 and they'll have to stretch it. That'd be quite good, yeah.
But they've already filmed it, JT. They've already filmed 2 series and Christmas specials.
Yeah.
I've seen it on another channel that doesn't exist. You know, they've done it all. Yeah.
I can't speak for any of them, but they haven't. We had it straight from Zy Bennett last week, didn't we? And we know. So, you know, we're going to know more in the next few weeks. Let's put it that way. I'm expecting news to start dropping, gentlemen, now.
Yeah.
You know, now it's going to be interesting for RTD as well, because he's going to have 2 shows going. He's going to want to focus on Tiptoe. That's all he's going to want to talk about. But I guarantee you, the media will not want to talk about Tiptoe. They'll be more interested in what's happening with Doctor Who, and that's going to drive him insane. He won't like that. But he will give us some beautiful gems when he's doing the Tiptoe promotions, which will be very soon as well, because as we've just said, he wants it out there before these May elections. He wants to try and get people listening to him. That's not going to happen. Johnny the Cabbage is saying to us that Hans Zimmer wrote for Going for Gold. Yes, he did. He absolutely, and he's a huge Doctor. Well, he was a Doctor Who fan.
Did he write the theme for Going for Gold? Did he? All right. Right, well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't like to be reminded of it, but he did.
And he doesn't like to be reminded of a Doctor in distress either, does he? Apparently, so there. Yeah. And who would? Who would?
Let's not do that. RTD trolling us again, says Domgo. Absolutely. And we've got Gary Lee with us saying, when Murray Gold popped up in Devil's Chord, orchestrating that dreadful music finale, it made me think how Dudley Simpson did it so much better in the Talons of Wing Chang. Oh, absolutely.
Well, he
really
did it. That's
did.
the second time he did it. He did it in the Voyage of the Damned as well, with a band on the Titanic as well. So, yeah.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah, me too.
Evening, Gary. Hope you're okay. Yeah.
I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, but Gary's absolutely right. I'll tell you the other thing as well, Gary, as well. As I mentioned, the vinyls there. I really would love to see more of Dudley's stuff coming out on the vinyls now. Now that the vinyl's a massive thing again. Because I've got a couple of the stuff that they released on the CDs. And you can go onto the Tube of Who, and some people have managed to get soundtracks, haven't they, and removed all the dialogue. And it sounds great, Dudley's stuff. And I was listening to one of his the other night, just thinking, oh God, this would be brilliant on vinyl. It'd be brilliant on vinyl. It would sell as well, because the original stuff sells. We all know that. Anyway, Gary, it'd be interesting to see what you think about 6 versions of this thing he's got ready. I can just see him in his flat in Cardiff or his house in Manchester. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all on the ooh, which one do I like? Which one have we got? Ooh, do you know, we go, oh, look at that one. Do you know, I can just see it now. Honest to God. Farsight, thank you for your super chat. So RTD doesn't know how he'll fix his own mess.
Yeah. He can't possibly fix it. It's too convoluted, honestly.
Oh,
yeah.
Like you said, if we have enough trouble understanding it, the kind of general public have no idea whatsoever. So.
Yeah. I've said it before, guys, haven't I? I don't think that the Notwees have any interest in this bloody thing at all. And that's why I think they'll bury it at 5 or 6 o'clock here on Christmas Day.
I still don't understand why they're doing it. What is the point? If it's one episode to tie it up and they're not doing another series, why are they doing it at all?
I would have let it go.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares at all.
Even the fan base is gone. We know that, you know. We can see that because of the ratings for series 1 and 2 of Gatwa's crap and the war between the land and the sea. That minority of, that's not the general public. It's the minority of Who fans that are desperately clinging on to something that's going to be good, including us, because we watch the bloody things to review them.
Yeah.
You know, so we're in that as well, pushing it up just that little bit. But that's it. So he's basically doing, and they're basically producing this show now for a minority, and it's the minority he wants. Let's face it as well. It's people that are really part of the TQ cult, and others that are going along with it because they think it's the right thing to do. They jumped on the bandwagon. They don't understand it.
I know this is a vain hope, but I'm hoping that someone will keep a hand on the tiller to make sure he doesn't bugger it up even more.
Not a chance. It's not going to happen.
They're still in awe of him, aren't they? They still think he's this scripting genius when the rest of the world can see that he's an absolute bloody idiot.
The fact he's driven away, partly because of Chibnall and Whittaker, and now because of RTD and Gatwa, they've driven away millions. At the top of the show, of course, we all talked about, didn't we, Who Viewers, the massive success that a 30-year episode of Doctor Who, which is supposed to be a brave new start, has had on the charts. It went straight in at number 1. It's number 1, number 2, number 3 in Amazon's charts as of today, which is amazing. Steelbook is now back in stock. And Gatwas didn't chart at all. And I just still can't get over it. It's just, It's incredible. I hope Poppy is back, says Terrified Monk, scaring us all. Doctor Who is nothing without her. Oh, don't give him ideas, Terrified
Have
Monk.
you've both probably seen, was it the 2026 yearbook with a picture of Poppy in that raincoat that Susan was wearing in the Five
Really?
Doctors? Yeah, apparently,
I've
yeah.
not seen it, and I have no
Oh,
intention
right.
of going near Panini's new stuff at all.
No, it was just on the cover. It wasn't inside there. I didn't look
No,
at it. I just saw on the cover.
I
Yeah,
didn't note that at all, actually. Oh, actually, that's not fair. I am very interested in the 1983 thing,
yeah.
the special edition. But I'm not interested in any of the new stuff. That's why I haven't seen that cover, Paul. No, not at all. Oh, God, that's typical of them, though. Kissing his arse again, aren't they?
Yeah.
RTD is daft enough to make this year's Christmas special a musical with the Doctor as a drag queen. God help us, says Stephen O'Neill. Don't joke, because he is.
No,
He is.
don't.
He's probably writing that down as we speak. He was the guy in the chat who wasn't happy with what we were saying. You know.
Oh, true. Has he come back to us? Have I scared another one off? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm really terrible.
I think there's been a little bit of chit chat with them. I don't know how much in the chat. I think some other people have engaged nicely.
I think Kirsty's on the floor fighting with them as we speak.
Oh,
Yes.
let's hope not. I never want to.
We have no chance.
No chance at all. Yeah.
All opinions are welcome here, but as I say, please explain if you're new to the channel. But explain what you mean, because I'll question you. Because I don't care. I don't care. I'll question you. I want Reese Shearsmith to write an adult Doctor Who, says Matt. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I've never thought of that, Matt. Oh, I'm going to have to try and sleep on that. Oh, that's interesting.
It can still be adult and appeal to a wider demographic as well. I mean, look at season 7. You know what I mean?
It has to, really. I mean, Doctor Who, of course, is a family show, and it must remain, in my eyes, a family show because we need more of them again. We've got to that point where there aren't that many now because they keep axing all the stuff that the kids and the parents can watch together and the grandparents and stuff, as Tom used to say. And Doctor Who must remain like that, I think. But yeah, I mean, I think Reese is a Doctor Who fan as well. He might come to it as a professional who's not as embedded in the lore, if you know what I mean.
Bit too close to Gattis, don't you think?
He'll probably turn up as Patrick Troughton, though. That's the thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Tom Colby saying they destroyed the franchise. They need to shelve it and come back in a few years once the bad memories of the present garbage is gone. Well, you're not going to get arguments from us here on the show, is it?
Yeah.
That would have been the best thing for them to do after the reality kitchen sink. They should have just gone, why? I don't think anybody at the BBC watched that episode.
No.
Because it was bloody awful, wasn't it? The reality kitchen sink. Absolutely shockingly bad.
Doing another series so soon after that, it's just pouring money down the toilet, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Poor old BBC Studios as well, because they're going to foot the bill for bloody you-know-who over there in America. But he's got 6 versions, everybody. That's what we're talking about right now. RTD has let it be known he's got 6. Also, Murray Gold, who admitted he doesn't think he should know this, but he does. He has said in an interview this week that RTD has 6 scripts or outlines for the scripts ready for the Christmas 2026 episode.
And they'll just be one draft, the first draft.
It's going to be bloody awful, absolutely awful. We've got this from Gary. Gary saying to us, "Can't they just cast Mrs. Brown as the next?"
Yeah, that would save time. Just go straight for the drag. Yeah.
Oh, I can't read that. Can't they just cast Mrs. Brown as the next Doctor and kill 2 birds with one stone once and for all in the 10 p.m. 30-minute slot on Christmas? Listen, as Gary will know fine well, as you will all, we didn't even get this bad in the 80s, did we?
Yeah.
It could have been so easy to do with the people that
I still wish DWB was still going now, just for that angle would be great.
You know what? We'd end up writing for him, wouldn't we? And publishing.
We would, definitely.
Go to our
I'll tell you something.
Yes.
In the 80s, they cast Ken Dodd in a camp role. He was wearing a glittery, pinky, purpley outfit.
Yes.
And he still played it straight and was fantastic.
Yes, But to be honest, it did suit. I think we talked about this when we reviewed Delta a couple of years ago. It suited his character. That was what he was. He was the Tollmaster. It was larger than life.
Yeah,
but
I
now
love it.
You don't get a characterization now. Now you just get drag queen baddie.
Yeah, I loved his improvisation when they were doing some of the takes. I wish they kept them in because he was hilarious. Yeah,
Oh, he's brilliant. A much missed talent here in the
Yeah.
UK. Honestly, Jack Dexter is saying to us some brilliant analysis this evening, guys. Well, thank you, Jack. Appreciate that. Thank you. And from you guys as well in the chat. We wouldn't be anything without you, would we? Sliver Wolf is saying, sorry, I'm late. Well, it's good to see you, sir. I've been with my mum for a scan at the hospital. Hi, everyone. How is she? Is she okay?
Hope she's okay.
I hope she's okay.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
Let us know. Thank you. A lot of people now, Robert Payne is saying, leave the moon alone. Well, I can't reach it, love. I used to try as a little boy as well. Do you remember doing that as a kid? Trying to stretch. No, okay, just me. Anyone know, says Domgo, where you can get or listen to the 50th anniversary compilation CD? It's a brilliant CD. And again, silver screen. If you can, please, I know it would be expensive, but vinyl, please bring it out on vinyl. That beautiful thing that they brought out for the 50th anniversary. Absolutely gorgeous. If you don't know what this was, it was a big box set on CD. And it had CDs which covered everything from Hartnell to Capaldi. Well, no,
Wow.
to Smith. Sorry, to Smith. And it had scores through it. So some of the stuff we'd had before on the music and the music too, but a lot of unreleased music, especially from the Hartnell era, and all, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Might do a show on it one day because it was just brilliant. And it was around for about a year, maybe, Dongo, I think, and now it's not there. I would love a vinyl version. Somebody tell Silver Screen, please bring out a vinyl version. It would be expensive, everybody, but we'd buy it. Put it on coloured vinyl as well, like Madonna did. Fantastic, lovely box set. Where can you get it? Try the Galaxy 4 and the Who Shop. Now, it is out of print now, as they call it. So you've got to look around for it. So you might pay for it. Of course, you've got the eBay stuff, but try the Who Shop and see if Alex has got it in stock. Try with Ben at galaxy4.co.uk, see if he's got it. If not there, I would suggest you try round like the Comic-Con style marketplaces, because some of the traders there might have it. Because it's well worth tracking down. It's a brilliant anniversary album. It's absolutely fantastic. Yeah. If anybody knows, if anybody sees one, please let him know. Please let it know. Don't go know when you can see one. But yeah, let's see if we can find one. What else we got here from everybody? I thought Bad Wolf's contract ends in 2027, said Rick Storm. I don't know. I heard that one as well. They've never made it official because they don't have to. Because they're a private company and they don't answer to the license fee payout, as I found out. Mr. Poor wants to know, speaking of vinyl, did anyone get the Wheel in Space 3LP? Yes. And beautiful it is too. I did. Tom Colby is saying Terry Nation is turning in his grave, or I think he would have turned several times over, to be honest.
Yeah.
Do you not think, guys?
Yeah.
Especially
Absolutely. He won't be the only one either.
No. Uncle Terence and Barry, can you imagine if they were here? They had problems with the 1996 TV movie. Gary, who was in the audience, he was sitting behind them at the press screening, and has often said this, haven't you guys? He heard them mumbling, going, well, "That's not right."
Barry Letts wanted to walk out, didn't he?
Apparently so. Matt is saying to us, "I'd like Doctor Who the music to be re-released on vinyl." And hello to Chris Kaz. It's nice to see you. Hi, I've only recently discovered this channel. It's great to see that there is an honest chat out there, and it isn't just me. It's not just you, my friends.
No.
Put the word about us as well. Make sure you've subscribed. There are millions of Doctor Who fans that are unhappy right now because we have been told it's not for you anymore after so much love and dedication to the show. And I'm glad you found us, Chris. Welcome to Who's Views. You'll find everybody's lovely. They're absolutely fantastic. So thank you for joining us, and it's nice to hear from you. And pitch in as often as you like. Paul Seeley's with us saying they're doing it so the Wilderness Years has a path to follow. Oh, that's a good point. Like Survival ended with the Seventh Doctor and Ace walking off into the sunset, and the New Adventures were able to pick up the comic strip. That's a great point, Paul, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I don't think though it will be as successful as the original Wilderness Years. That's for sure.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
I don't either. I think it's
because it went from it really, considering there was no show on TV, there was so much goodness that came out of that era, that kind of limbo era. I can't see them possibly having the same love for the show, apart from the classics, obviously.
Exactly.
In between it ever coming back, you know.
Yeah,
I agree.
And just as a cheap plug, everybody, as well, our Wilderness Years series has started here on Who's Views. You can see our show dealing with 1989 on the playlist now, where Paul and I take you all back to 1989 and we go through the year of what happened from the production of season 26, what was happening behind the scenes at the BBC, the Ultimate Venture with John Pertwee and Colin Baker, the Doctor Who magazines that were around at the time. That is setting the scene for our next episodes. We're going to be doing an awful lot to do with the Wilderness Years, because those 15 years, I've said before, was a brilliant time. It was another Doctor Who golden age where Doctor Who actually wasn't even with us, but it was fantastic. So if you haven't seen it, you can go and see that there. Funky, thank you for your super chat. I'll be all right. Sea Devil's breakfast, those poor dogs. It'll be all right. Sea Devil's breakfast. Yeah. I know what you mean. Those poor dogs. That was awful in that episode, wasn't it? Go and eat the dog. Oh God. Oh my God. Woodhouse 122 saying, you would think BBC Studios would rein it in and rein in RTD after him losing the Disney Plus deal.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
They must either be absolutely petrified of him, or he must have some really incriminating negatives stashed away somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because how do you keep on getting work with that record?
Exactly.
Just how do you do it?
This is what I'm saying. They think the sun shines out of his arse. He's just killed off a show, a big flagship BBC Studios show, you know, with his crap.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. We're going to be looking at this far more detail when we start seeing what's going on. It does look, Phil Collinson's actually working on Tiptoe as well, by the way, as a producer. Surprise, surprise, others here. So it's likely he's going to be cut for Doctor Who, though, isn't it?
Well, it's only 10 months to go to the special, so it's not long now.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, thank you, Woodhouse. And John Mason saying, I never thought I'd see a day when I hate Doctor Who, but here we are. Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. Days.
Yeah.
And S. Corbin with us saying it should have been a completely new producer, writer, and actors with that lot, nothing to do with the special. But we have cronyism, nepotism, and narcissism to remove. Yeah. It's sad times, isn't it, Jess? It really is.
If it's just more of the same, I just don't see the point in doing it. I really don't.
No.
You know?
No.
Yeah. John Paul Barrett is saying Doctor Who is a pantomime parody. It's worse than I'd rather go and see a pantomime, to be honest, than what we just.
Oh no, you wouldn't.
Oh yes. Davros, hello to you. I think the BBC could be profitable if they just took money not to make this crap.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just they're not listening to us either, because this sort of stuff, our sort of show, doesn't get to them. You know, or if it does, we're written off because we're allegedly far right.
They just have that arrogant attitude, don't they? They dismiss us, and they are very condescending and look down at us. You know, we've said it before, the great unwashed, that's us. Yeah. And they're never, ever, ever, they're in that Islington style bubble, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I don't know. It's sad. It's sad stuff, and that's where we are. This is where we are with it. So he's so this is the interview with Murray Gold on Half the Picture, where he's basically said that RTD has several scripts ready to go, depending on the availability of actors, casting, the situation. I would also imagine budgets in there as well when he's given that news. But we should know more about it in the next few weeks. And we're going to be talking about it. Make sure you're all coming back, everybody, because we're going to be here.
So I was going to say, I wonder if the versions compensate for the lack of budget. So it's all be set in the TARDIS just in case.
We've said that before.
Yeah.
You've said that before. I reckon that there is a possibility that at least 2 of those scripts will be all TARDIS bound.
Yeah.
You know, time will tell. It
usually does.
Yeah. There was another. Now, that wasn't a rumor because it was actually said by somebody on a camera. So that's not a rumor. That is fact. That's what he said. RTD has those very different scripts out there, out in his house, ready to go and tidy up. I say tidy up. It's just going to be printed off. Anyway, There was another big rumor that went about earlier this week, everybody. And it's a very interesting one. Now, this one has come from somebody that occasionally tunes into this show. So I'd like to give a big shout out to Star Hoovian if he's around. I follow him on Twitter as well, on the X thing. But he put this out. Rumor, the BBC are planning talks with various streaming platforms about potentially launching a complete reboot of Doctor Who. It is thought that total creative control would be handed to the agreed partner, with a brand new first Doctor leading the show. Interesting this. Now, if you'd asked me back in 2003, with the knowledge that I know now, I've always said that if they had started the show again in 2005 with Doctor One, Day One, we wouldn't be in the trouble we're in now, because it would have been a totally different character. It would have been a reboot. So it wouldn't have mattered if there was a different Doctor shoehorned in. It wouldn't have mattered if he regenerated into a woman. None of that would have mattered, because they didn't have the original 26-year run to be faithful and honest to. I want to get your opinions, not just, of course, of Paul and Third Doctor Ian, of you guys in the chat to this. Now, this was picked up this very week by Fandom Pulse, and they've gone with this from Star Whovian. Rumour, BBC in panic mode with complete Doctor Who reboot incoming. The article goes on to say the future of Doctor Who has been uncertain since Disney Plus declined to renew its partnership with the BBC following the cancellation of the Gatwa era in 2025. I love the way they're honest there. Now, according to sources close to the production, the BBC is exploring an option that would have been unthinkable even a year ago: a complete reboot of the franchise. The BBC are planning talks with various streaming platforms about potentially launching a complete reboot of Doctor Who, Star Whovian posted to X. It is the thought that total creative control will be handed to the agreed partner, with a brand new first Doctor leading the show. Under the heading The Disney Collapse, Fandom Pulse continues. Disney's involvement with Doctor Who began in 2023 with considerable fanfare. The streaming giant would handle international distribution for new episodes, providing production funding that the BBC desperately needed. The partnership was positioned as a new era for the franchise, with global reach, bigger budgets, and the resources to compete with prestige streaming content. It lasted 2 years. Gatwa's first season, marketed as Season 1 or Series 14, depending on how you count, premiered in May 2024 to mixed reception. The consolidated 7-day ratings averaged 3.80 million viewers in the UK, the lowest of any modern Doctor Who era. His second season in 2025 performed even worse, with overnight figures frequently dropping below 2 million and consolidated numbers struggling to reach 3 million. Disney never publicly released viewership data for the show's performance on their platform. The silence was telling. When a streaming service is proud of a show's performance, they announce it. When they're not, they say nothing. In early 2025, reports emerged that Disney would not be commissioning a third season. The BBC initially denied this, with Bad Wolf Productions, the production company behind the show, issuing statements that Gatwa was contracted through 2028 and that production would continue. Those statements, as it turns out, were not accurate. The show was cancelled. Gatwa's contract was either terminated or simply not exercised beyond the already filmed episode, and Disney walked away from the partnership entirely. At the end of Gatwa's era came with a twist. The 2025 finale revealed that former Doctor Who companion star Billie Piper had somehow regenerated into the Doctor. The episode ended on a cliffhanger, with no explanation for how this was possible or what it meant for the show's continuity. RTD, who returned as the showrunner in 2023 to revive the franchise after the Jodie Whittaker era's poor reception, is reportedly writing one more special episode to air at the end of 26. That episode will resolve the Rose Doctor situation and serve as RTD's final contribution to the franchise. Now, again, that hasn't been confirmed, everybody. That is a fan rumor, so they're paying attention, Fandom Pulse. In a recent interview, RTD admitted he has no knowledge of what comes next. There's nothing to report, nothing's happening. You'll know when you'll know. When we know, I don't know, he said. Conversations are between the BBC and Disney. I don't work for either of them. I work for Bad Wolf, so I'm not part of those rooms. So I literally don't know. That was before the Disney deal collapsed. Now, with Disney out of the picture entirely, the BBC is left scrambling to find a new partner willing to fund a show that has hemorrhaged viewers and cultural relevance over the past several years. We're going to come back to the article with some more topics about this at the moment, but I want to get your opinions, Paul, and Third Doctor Ian, on this. What do you think about this whole thing about what they're saying here?
Well, the idea of
there's 6 scripts ready that he's written as well.
Well, the idea of rebooting it, when I saw this article, my heart sank, to be honest, because I think they do need to divorce themselves from the previous 2 years or whatever, but I'm sure there's another way of doing it. The idea of, I'm not suggesting they have to, I think nostalgia is a problem anyway for Doctor Who currently. They need to not dwell on nostalgia, they need to do fresher things in the same way Hinchcliffe did for 13 and 14 kind of thing, But who needs a 4th season 1? You know what I mean? It's how that's going to work. But it's just frustrating because they're already going to just crap over Hartnell already if they do that. For me personally, it's like his legacy is massive. I'm not suggesting to bring Hartnell back or bring the First Doctor back, but starting with a new First Doctor and completely wiping that slate just boils my blood, to be honest. I just feel really frustrated about it. I think they could do what they did with Eccleston and just come back with another Doctor, forget what's past, and just do their own thing. You know what I mean? And not dwell on the timeless child, all that bollocks, all that stuff.
No.
Just do their own thing and do a unique series. But you don't have to dismiss everything that's gone, but you don't have to dwell on it either. You know what I mean?
Okay. Ian, what do you think? Oh, we can't hear you. Hang on. Let me just... Are you muted? Oh. There we go.
He's so incensed you can't hear him. There we go.
Yes, I've lost my
He was
voice.
swearing constantly just during that. I bet he was.
Yeah.
It saved you applying the beep, didn't it? Really. I think the original series is, and I'm a bit aligned with PB here. I think the original series is not theirs to erase or to overwrite.
Yeah.
Whoever they might be, are not the creative geniuses that brought Doctor Who into being in the first place. They aren't Verity Lambert. They aren't all the people that worked alongside her and with her and above her. It was a lightning in a bottle moment, really. And all they're doing is taking somebody else's ideas, and they have no right to say all that did not happen. It's all happening now as we've decided it. And there's still a lot of awareness of what original Doctor Who was like. Again, let's reference back to the sales of the classic stuff. They always rank very, very highly, if not at the absolute top, as we've seen today. And so there's a lot of people very much aware of what the original Doctor Who is and was. And I just don't think they will accept it. I would personally just like to see a continuation, yes. I would like to erase everything that's been since 2005, to be quite honest, because it's just tainted now. It's absolutely tainted. So I want it gone. I dismiss it in my own head anyway, because that's easier. I just see it as alternate universe stuff.
Yes.
And that's that.
They have to stop the numbering of the Doctor for a start, because that's just got
absolutely.
ridiculous.
I would carry on. I would carry on if they could. I would carry on perhaps with 1 or 2 years of maybe 3 TV movies a year with McGann. I would like to see that, and I think he could carry it. And I think that would 2 or 3.
That's too
TV
sensible.
movies.
That is. Yeah.
Well, over 2 years, so 5 or 6 over 2 years will give it time to get established back into sort of like the public consciousness, especially if it's done properly, which means none of these idiots, and then look to somebody new. Or if it's going really, really well, another year of specials. If it's great, don't change it. You know what I mean? But after that, just carry it on from there. So it divorces 2005 completely. Just carry on from there, and just keep true to what Doctor Who originally was. So, yeah, you would then have Doctor number 9 and 10, but like you say, don't doctor them. Don't number them. Don't
stuff. Yeah.
don't give them anything. It was as much of a mistake as it was with Robert Holmes saying you could only regenerate 12 times. I think he regretted that to the day he died. Bless him. And I would just do it that way, because McGann anchors it to the real series, and then from there see where it goes. He is a serious actor. He is a good actor, and he is a respected actor. And I would love to see him given a proper chance to do it. His original story is absolutely part of the original, because obviously we saw him transform from Sylvester McCoy. So we know he's canon and everything else, and then just take it from there. I think he could carry 3 specials a year where they could really spend their time doing it. 90 minutes, even, let's say it, even 2 hours, because they do these things on TV, 2-hour specials, they do them, and they're popular. People watch them. And you can imagine 3 of those in a box set every year, they'd sell. They'd really sell.
I think part of the problem for me is I think they're missing the priority. They have to get Doctor Who right. They have to have to bring back Doctor Who, because that's what they've lost completely, is how to make Doctor Who. They've lost the essence of the program, and they're worrying about unnecessary things. They need to get the show right. Rebooting is not going to solve that, I don't think.
No.
It begs the question to me, and let's just say thank you for Farsight for your super chat here. Absolutely not, because he won't be our Doctor. That's exactly it. If they do this whole thing about a fresh reboot, who's it for?
Yeah.
Who's it for? Because, you've alienated millions of us as original Doctor Who fans anyway. A lot of the classic Doctor Who fans didn't necessarily take to what I would always call the rebooted continuation anyway, from 2005 onwards. We know that because we've all got friends that went, oh, no, it wasn't for me. Yeah. Look at our George, for example, here on the channel. It's not for him at all. And that's
he stopped after Legopolis, to be fair. But...
True, we did. He did dip into the RTD stuff in 2005, didn't he? He went, no, not for me. And that's absolutely fine. But multiply the Georges of this of our country and then the world. There's a lot of them around. But what would this act for? The only thing this for me is a very bad business proposition. We want to own this. We want this whole thing. Now, I can't see BBC Studios ever letting go of this thing, even though they are going to be needing as much money as they possibly can. I can understand it might be a temptation, but they can always go back to it in the future and do something with Doctor Who to earn money if it's done properly. If Doctor Who is done properly, it would be massive. We've seen that before. If you've got the wrong people in the place.
It's mind-boggling how they're going to do it, though, because if they start with the Doctor and have a reboot and he's got a police box TARDIS, how does that work? Are they going to obviously explain their own origins from that or not bother? Or why is he travelling in a police box? We had all that.
What is a police box?
Exactly. Yeah. So it doesn't make any sense for a start. It doesn't. So,
it doesn't. But I'm also thinking that what this could possibly be is these people coming in now and saying to us, we want to reboot this, we want to do this. And then they'll, no disrespect to our friends over the water, but they'll Americanize it for an American audience. Now, that's been tried before and it didn't work. And I'm talking about the 30 years ago, huge success here in the UK, TV movie with Paul McGann. But I'm also talking about what they believe since the Moffat run, really, of what the Americans would like. Yeah. And then what the Americans like with Doctor Who is they like British Doctor Who. They don't want something tailored to them. They want to be able to get into it. That's why the original series was a massive run for Doctor Who fans. That's why they came into it. Yeah. Oh, this British thing is really quirky. We love it. Because it was different to what they were getting. If you suddenly make Doctor Who into a Stranger Things type show, you're going to alienate the American audience even more because it's they don't recognize anything British in it.
And as we said before, Doctor Who should be following other people. They should be doing their own thing.
Exactly, as it always did. Let's get into the chat, see what the guys are saying. If they do a reboot, says Rick Storm, don't have any more multi-Doctor stories either. No, they don't. And also what they'll do if it is a reboot is they'll introduce the Doctor immediately as a Time Lord with the ability to regenerate. The problem being is saying to us personally, I think a reboot has its own problems and fans will be highly offended by that. The best way forward is to pick up from the original show and carry on from there. New Who is the baggage. If they had just each of them, RTD, Moffat, and Chibnall approached it differently, rather than, oh, my best mate's just done this and continued the thing as the story, they might have had a chance, But it is now. I've said this myself, PB. There's so much baggage now from Doctor Who. No wonder nobody wants to take the bloody thing on, because you just think, oh God, we've got 20 years of all this and this and that. And what you need is, you do need what I would call a soft reboot. You need to just forget what Doctor you've got and just say, this is the Doctor, this is the Doctor, and ignore all the history.
I mean, as much as I adore multi-Doctor stories, they're very self-indulgent. In fact, they're not needed at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not at all. Chris Cass is saying to us, maybe just needs a reboot from Capaldi to forget the Chibnall and RTD mess. Still don't understand the whole timeless childhood division and flux storylines. Well, I can't comment on that because I
was wondering when I'd seen all these alternative ideas for the scripts. I don't know if you've had the unfortunate time to watch the Flash movie with Michael Keaton as Batman in it. And blah,
yes,
blah, blah. They've got multi kind of universal things going on. And they have, in one of the sequences, you see Adam West as Batman and George Reeves as Superman, stuff like that. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. And I thought they might go down a bit of a kind of parallel university thing and show different ways it could go. And that could be a way to lead into a possible new series with a new kind of way of it going, like an alternate universe thing. But that's just wishful thinking, because it would kind of negate what had already passed. But it'll never happen.
No, it won't, because we're not dealing with people with that sort of imagination. If they do a reboot, it will be a flop in Britain. Yeah, it will be a flop, because we will see through it immediately. And I mean, the British public. Mark A. Wright is saying, so we'd end up with 3 season 1s, and Legion of James coming to us.
It would be 4.
4, yeah, by that point. And this is fresh. This would be brand new. This would be all new, a brand new Doctor Who, the first one, a brand new one. Legion of James saying to us, complete reboot in hands of another streaming platform. Oh, I don't know. It fills me with dread. I just do not think there is the talent or the understanding for what this show is to do it any justice. Well, we can confirm that, can't we, by looking at what they've done through the Chibnall and RTD era.
I had another whisper, I don't know if this is true, it's all rumor, but about a possible streaming a channel wanting to get all the back catalogue, not just New Who, but right back to Hartnell, everything to have that on there, which wouldn't make any sense if they got all that and then did a completely rebooted series and nothing to do with that. It seems a bit odd. Yeah.
And why would they want that? Why would they want that? I mean, again, I'm going to say to BBC Studios, you're bloody idiots. You've got all that already on the
That's the crown jewels of Doctor Who. Don't give it away. Yeah.
Start charging BBC Studios for use of the iPlayer out of the UK and become a streaming giant through the iPlayer. Get it sorted, you bloody idiots. They won't hire me either. Not that I work for them. You, Robert Payne, is saying to us, reset, reboot. We can't pretend the original run didn't matter, or that a reboot with significant changes was still Doctor Who. And then Paul Schlafter has come to us saying the series should have ended and rested after Power of the Doctor. That was Whittaker's last one, yeah?
That's right, yeah.
Right. RTD has caused all this chaos. He's got a lot to answer for. He's destroyed the show. It makes me sad and angry at the same time. Legion of James, to do a complete reboot, Doctor Who would need to go away on a shelf for a decade or so. A proper palate cleanse is needed first, and for creative control to be under someone who understands the show. That's why they should let it go. And we might be getting that. Remember that we reported last week that Zy Bennett, the head of BBC Studios, has said they're going to do this Christmas episode. They're committed to getting it out there, and then they're going to look at it. Now, as we said last week, this is very similar to those of us who were around in 1989. It's a very familiar pattern, because that's what they said. Don't worry about the future. There's nothing to see here. Doctor Who's going to go on into the 90s. It's going to be glorious. It's going to be special. It's going to be gorgeous. But we need to rest it for a little while to have a look at it.
Yeah. I was going to say, I hope it doesn't become like the Star Trek movie, the reboots of them they did when they had Simon Pegg as Scotty, and I think that if they go down that road and then recast the characters, so you might get another third Doctor or another first Doctor, blah blah blah, that would just be awful.
Yes, it would be. It would be. Paul Schlafter also saying they need to bring back the fans. This will not do it or work if they restart with a new first Doctor. It will alienate the fans even more. I totally agree with that. And it's not what we need. You need somebody that's going to come in and understand the show, as well as the fact that it's got to be for the not-wees. You've got to
they got a huge backlash when they tried to suggest that the first Doctor was actually a small black girl.
Yeah, that's right. And he was born a black girl, wasn't he? God.
Yeah. And Hartnell first is still a very valid hashtag. You still see it.
Yeah.
And
The Chibnall stuff doesn't count, does it, Ian?
No, not at all. I mean, I know there was an earlier comment saying that it all went to crap with RTD. No, it all went to crap even before Chibnall, to be quite honest, because Moffat was taking it that way. He's one of those guys that just loves the sound of his own voice and thinks, he's clearly a legend in his own mind. And then before that, of course, we had RTD anyway. So they're all as bad as each other, really.
Yeah. PT Music in the chat is saying it can't continue as it is as the franchise has ruined. I suppose a reboot is the only way. We still have shows gone which can't be taken away. And Sally's with us. Hi, Sally Wagonblatt. How are you, lovely? Just carry on with Paul McGann. That's all I want to see of Doctor Who. There are a hell of a lot of fans that say that. Marie UK saying Doctor Who should be a show where each regeneration, it acts like a clean slate, in my opinion. Now, it actually did in the classic years. Every time the Doctor regenerated, it felt like fresh start. So whether you're looking at the start of the Troughton era, or if you're looking at Spearhead from Space, which was definitely a reboot, soft reboot there. Robot felt different. Castrovalva felt different. Even the Twin Dilemma was just a new thing.
But there was a reason why the actor left the series while they regenerated. It wasn't just done willy-nilly. Hartnell left allegedly because he was ill or was shoved out. Troughton left because he was tired. Apparently, we didn't get a pay rise, blah, 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 whatever. But they left for various reasons, you know what I mean? And they established themselves as the Doctor. Now he regenerates every other week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
you also didn't see Pertwee. You didn't see the third Doctor bumping into Victoria. You didn't see Troughton meeting Ian and Barbara. You didn't see the fourth Doctor bumping into Joe Grant.
Sorry, you need to stop you there because the third Doctor met Victoria in Dimensions in Time. I'm sorry that I was have to mention that right there. Yeah.
We've got from Woodhouse 122. It could work if there was a decade off the air, but there is too much bad taste left in the mouth from the last few years. Interesting point. And Drawing Jack Rabbit is saying, agreed, Ian, my childhood has been ruined, but at least I grew up with Classic Who as well. Heretic saying, losing Smith and Capaldi as canon would actually hurt personally. Smith was incredible in my eyes. Capaldi may not have the scripts, but he was amazing, and he was a fan. We can't do that to him.
Yeah.
Jason Parker saying, 100% agree with Ian. I couldn't have put it better. Sliver Wolf saying, I think McGann deserves that as well, Ian. So there's a lot of that.
I mean, you can still have your Capaldi and you can still have Smith. You just see them as sort of like a bottle era in a separate universe. You don't have to look at it in the context of what went before, and it doesn't remove any of their value from what they did at the time. When it was on, you don't have to think, right, well, I have to go out and smash my DVDs or anything like that. Still enjoy it for what it was in isolation,
We've got to look as well as the success of the Eden channel here in the UK at the moment as well. They show Doctor Who 1 or 2 days a week, and it's getting okay figures. It's comparable to everything else they put out on their channel. Eden is part of a whole channel system called You. And guess who part owns it? Very interesting. John
I wish to get their act together and put the episodes in the right order, though. That is ridiculous.
Somebody's putting the DVD in the wrong time, aren't they?
Yes.
It reminds me of the old UK Gold days when it was Sky or BSB or whatever it was.
Yeah.
John Roberts is saying to us, New Who could be like the Kelvin timeline in Star Trek, so we can dismiss it and just concentrate on our classic Who. And Mark A. Wright, could it possibly be that all our beloved franchises, Doctor Who, Star Wars, Star Trek, etc., have no significant life beyond the 50-something generation? Perhaps they're just of the last century. Do you know, I've been thinking that over the last couple of months, thinking they've all had their time, and now they're just being thrown out there because it's a brand that they think makes money. It's all about money now. No care, no love, nothing. They've just made a Klingon gay, for crying out loud.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
And they've got all these screaming lunatics thinking, oh my God, it's so brave. Get a grip.
I was going to say to you, going back to BSB and about repeats, I think they repeated Edge of Destruction the wrong way round. She was part 2, then part 1. It probably made more sense, to be fair.
Yeah. There's a lot of goals from what you're saying there, Ian, and also Paul as well, being a big McGann fan. Margie's put it down. No reboot again. Just get Paul McGann to play Doctor Who proper, like the classic series.
Yeah.
The big thing is what we've got to do is you've got to change the production team. You've got to get rid of RTD has to go. It's as simple as that. I feel like I'm back in the 80s again when there was a call for JNT to go, from fandom. But
Gary started that, I think, didn't he? Yeah. So
yeah. Hi to Stephen Genie Frith as well. Nice to see you. But yeah, I think it's that point. Now, this article does carry on. We've got another topic here for you. So I'm going to look at this bit with you now. The ratings disaster. The numbers tell a brutal story. Eccleston's 2005 series averaged 7.95 million consolidated viewers. Tennant's first era, 2005 to 2010, averaged 8.35 million. Smith's averaged 7.98 million, despite lower overnight figures, demonstrating the shift to time-shifted viewing. Now, even that with Matt Smith was on a different way of calculating the figures, everybody. Don't forget that. Capaldi averaged 6.42 million. Now, this is when the difference started to come in and how they calculated the figures, with Whittaker averaging 6.13 million. Both represented declines, but the show remained among BBC One's stronger dramas. Then came Ncuti Gatwa, 3.80 million average across 18 episodes, a collapse of nearly 40% from Whittaker's already diminished numbers. The show that once regularly pulled 10 plus million viewers for major episode now struggled to reach 4 million, even for its season finales. The spin-off, The War Between the Land and the Sea, performed even worse, averaging just 2.47 million viewers, despite featuring beloved returning characters, and being positioned as an event series. These aren't just bad numbers, they're catastrophic. They represent a franchise that has lost its audience and shows no sign of recovering it under the current creative direction. So that's actually illustrating what I'm illustrating there about the creative direction, they're politely calling it. This is the production team. This is RTD. Now, this is his decision. I see a lot of things that when I'm reading and researching stuff for headlines where people are saying, oh, it's because of Disney, the show wasn't bad. No, it wasn't. No. Yes, they had some input because they just put millions of finance into the show. So, of course, they absolutely had the right to say, can we have bits of this and this? But no. This was all down to RTD. We all know, because we've reported it on this show, he liked the whole lost doctor thing, the abandoned doctor, the adopted thing, which was all based on Chibnall's life. Let's not forget that. That was him. That was him in there. Sad fan that he is. And RTD liked that, so he brought it into the show. He brought all the TQ cult nonsense in. He brought the personal pronoun bullshit in. Hits him. He's decided not to use the Daleks and the Cybermen, probably to cut costs. He's decided to bring in things like the snot monster. This is RTD. It's all him. He's the alleged showrunner. It's his fault. But it's also the fault of all the little cult he's got around him, all the little clan, all the little kiss asses around him who didn't challenge him. And I've got no sympathy for them at all.
They don't deserve sympathy, though, do they?
No.
They don't. It is a massive act of self-harm. But it's not just themselves that they've harmed. They have destroyed something that ran for over 60 years and was much loved in the public's eye, in the public's conscience. And, if you went to an art gallery and did that to a piece of work, you would be arrested and banged up, probably, and quite justifiably so. And yet here they are. They've vandalized something of significant cultural experience, cultural importance, really. They've absolutely vandalized it, and they're just keeping their jobs. How does that work?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. You're rewarding failure. It doesn't make any sense, does it?
Yeah.
Constantly. Yeah. And that's what this industry does all the time. You look at anything they're doing, whether it be Star Wars, which staggered on, Star Trek right now in the same situation. It's staggering on with an alleged showrunner who's just as bad as RTD, just as bad and he's gone on record, of course, as we know, by saying they're using Star Trek for their message, their agenda, which is exactly what RTD has done with Doctor Who. Absolutely. They don't care about the shows that they're in charge of anymore. All they care about is their personal politics and their propaganda. It's absolutely awful what they're doing. And I think from this article as well, I think it's very refreshing, because they're being honest. And I'm seeing that, Whoviewers, creeping out more and more in the articles I'm reading. There is more, there's less on the fence. They're actually now dropping off the fence to say, like this article is, the Gatwa era was a spectacular failure, which we were saying while it was being bloody broadcast from Space Babies onwards. So there we go. Ian, could you check for me? Lex is saying, did you get a super chat? I didn't get it through.
We missed two, actually.
Okay,
we saw one. It's all right. We got one from Paul Ashworth, again as before. If you did call it, sorry, but I don't think we did. £5 super chat. Thank you, Paul. RTD wants a Christmas special to get his own back on the critics, rubbing everybody up the wrong way, even more if that's possible, allegedly. And
I think so. And the fact is that when it comes to PTA, what he's writing, who the hell is he writing it for? We know who he's writing for, and it's not the masses. It's not even the critics. It's the people that run around at prides and stuff like that. All that crap. The Canal Street lot that's in his echo chamber. Yeah. That's who he's writing for. But the majority of them don't even bloody care about Doctor Who.
I still don't understand why he's getting a second chance to wrap it all up. Because if they can't see it was a failure, why are they giving him more airtime? It doesn't make any sense.
They brought him in for a specific job, didn't they? They brought him in to recover it from the situation that Chibnall left it in. Yeah. And the fact that he left it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, you would get no more chances after that. But here we are.
Yeah. Yeah. Why they are absolutely terrified, Who viewers, of not renewing contracts, he says politely, for people that have had failure. BBC Studios know that this is a massively important franchise for them. They know that, and they think that RTD is the biggest fan ever and knows everything about it. Go and look at your bloody figures. Watch shows like us with an open mind. We are angry, not just those of us on the panel, but in the chat. We care about this show. We love this show. Some of us have supported it for 30, 40, 50 years. Yeah. We've even got people in our chat that have been there when William Hartnell first stepped into that junkyard.
Yeah.
We don't like what he's done. We will buy the classic stuff, the proper Doctor Who stuff, but try and flog us anything from your new version. No, we won't do it. What was the other chat, Ian?
Bit embarrassed to read this one, to be fair, but thank you, Lex. £5 super chat. I found the new Doctor, third Doctor Ian with a working TARDIS. I have a sonic screwdriver as well, but I'm not showing you that.
It's a lovely TARDIS there.
Maybe later.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's a bit planet Earth TARDIS, isn't it, Ian? And you put lights on it.
It is.
So it's great.
Yeah. It's had a bit of a spruce up. Long overdue.
It's one.
You've been to Legopolis to get it fixed, have you? Yeah.
Based on the Cushing one, isn't it?
It is. Yes. Yeah. The doors open outwards.
We've got more of that coming up actually, because Third Doctor Ian and I have done a chit chat for our chit chat series, so that's coming up for you in a couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you've got all that ready. It'll be out with you in a couple of weeks' time. Dirty Davros saying to us, BBC Studios is effectively in charge of Doctor Who, but in a corporate sense, while BBC Studios production is in charge of actually making the show, have they replaced Bad Wolf? As far as we know right now, Dirty Davros, no. And as far as I'm hearing on the grapevine, that wasn't even considered at this time. As I said earlier, BBC Studios seem to be footing the majority of the bill for the Christmas special. And then we don't know what's happening because it seems to be going on some sort of little break. As Zy Bennett said last week here on Headlines, he's looking at, we'll get Christmas out the way and then we look at it. It's all very familiar for those of us that were around in 1989, honestly.
It just sounds so desperate, we'll get Christmas out of the way. Like, it's going to be crap and then we'll move on, okay? That's what's
happened.
It's like we'll get the war between the land and the sea out of the way.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? It's very much the same. There's nothing been learned at all.
Yes. Problem being saying to us, I wouldn't trust Bad Wolf to make an advert for dog food.
No.
It's a sad state of affairs. There is another element to this article which I want to go into you all now. This is the last element of this article from Fandom Pulse. What gets lost? The beauty of Doctor Who's regeneration concept is that it allows for change without erasure. Each Doctor is different, but they're all the same character. When the 10th Doctor meets Sarah Jane Smith, it's meaningful because she traveled with the 3rd and 4th Doctors decades earlier. When the 11th Doctor encounters the Daleks, the weight of their history informs the confrontation. A reboot throws all of that away. Do we really need to see the Doctor meet the Daleks for the first time again? Do we need another origin story explaining the Time Lords and Gallifrey? Do we need to re-establish the TARDIS, the sonic screwdriver, the basic premises of the show? The regeneration model already allows for fresh starts. Cast a new Doctor, hire a new showrunner, take the show in a new direction. You don't need to reboot to do that. You just need to respect what came before while building something new. Then it goes on to say about the streaming partner problem. Handing total creative control to a streaming partner is a gamble. It means the BBC would no longer control the direction of one of its most valuable intellectual properties. A streaming service would make all creative decisions. This could work if the right partner was found, a service that understands the franchise, respects its history, and has the resources to produce quality television. It could potentially revive Doctor Who the way the BBC has failed to do. But it could also go disastrously wrong. A partner focused on chasing trends, inserting ideological messaging, or simply trying to replicate whatever's currently popular on streaming could produce something that bears the Doctor Who name but has none of its spirit, which is what I would argue is there now.
Yeah.
The BBC is reportedly shopping the property to multiple platforms. Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, and Apple TV Plus are the obvious candidates. Each has deep pockets and global reach. Each also has very different approaches to content and very different track records with science fiction. So an interesting article I thought there from Fandom Pulse, and thank you to them for that, because it's a great thing to talk about. But I would say, yes, that's where we're at just now with the BBC Studio Bad Wolf Disney thing that we've just had. But also, I think it also I'm terrified about this as somebody who loves business. That's exactly what I'm worried about. It's all about business, which is the only reason they're trying to keep the show on air. It's all about money, 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 money. No love, no care, no attention, no consideration. Let's just flog it out there because that lot will buy anything. Well, how wrong you are.
What it suggests to me is we've been talking about the McGann TV movie. When Universal had the potential of doing a series, this echoes in my like that. It's like that. What they're going to do, they're going to remake episodes and do things and change the Daleks and the Cybermen and blah blah blah, and it'll be like
the Daleks,
really rubbish.
Redoing the Tomb of the Cybermen, redoing the Pyramids of Mars. Yeah, all of that.
Or bringing in a load of Greek mythology where his dad is called Ulysses and all this bollocks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that what it echoes that or has smacks of that for me particularly. But that was kind of what's alluded to when we're talking about was the what he said in the article about regeneration's a new slate. You know, I think you don't need to reboot it because it has a self-rebooting process in the show itself. You know what I mean? And that way of meeting the Daleks or other companions is wonderful when that happens. You know, even go back to like the classic show when the fourth Doctor meets the Daleks for the first time in Genesis or Davros. It's brilliant. You know what I mean? And that weight of the series is great. The legacy is great, and you can't dismiss that. But continuity is and nostalgia is actually bad for the show now. I think it's it's been done too many times. You know what I mean?
I don't know what you
mean. But if you go back to McGann, you don't even have to do a new Doctor, do you?
No.
You know, you spare all that hassle because there's somebody that's already recognizable and obviously clearly popular because look at where the DVDs are.
Yeah.
Exactly. But this is what frustrates me. There are lots of things that frustrates me about BBC Studios. I've had in the past 2 interviews for jobs with BBC Studios and I didn't get either of them for whatever reason. I don't know. I just never understood because I was perfectly capable of doing the jobs I went for back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, I've never understood what they were approaching for. I've had friends that have been in meetings with BBC Studios with potential projects, which were good projects, and they've dismissed it. They've just dismissed. Oh, it's not what we're interested in. It's not what we want to do now. And now they've got Doctor Who. And they're messing it up because they've given it to the wrong people. And I don't understand why they don't look at the sales figures for the Doctor Who collection Blu-rays and now the Doctor Who TV movie 30th anniversary editions. I don't know why they don't compare this to say, hang on a minute, we've got a real issue here. We've got a problem. The new series has had dire ratings, the lowest in its entire history, for around about just under 3 million per episode. We've had a lot of fan backlash. We've had a lot of criticism in the press. The alternative media hates us. The unapproved channels, they ridicule it to hell, which is embarrassing as a Doctor Who fan. But this stuff from 1963 to 89 is a massive seller. Why aren't they questioning what is going on? Oh my God, we've got the wrong people in the job. Let's replace them.
I mean, they've no common sense, have they, at all? You know?
No. But
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't even understand how they allow them to taint the DVD releases of the original series with trash from the new stuff. You know, when they plant things in there, like the Sacha Dhawan Master and things like that, little things. But why do they need to do it? Why do they need to put Gatwa on a Pyramids of Mars DVD? He has no relevance whatsoever. One's Doctor Who, the other one's just a ridiculously camp man trying to be something that he's never good enough to be.
Yeah. I mean, that's again down to fans. That's people like Gary Russell thinking they're being clever and that people appreciate a nod to a future that hasn't happened in the Doctor's life yet. Well, we don't. The majority of us don't want to be reminded, thank you, people, of Chibnall's era or the Gatwa era.
No.
You lot might love it and kiss the arse of the people that have produced it. But the fact is, the truth is, you've got to realize it shed millions of the fans. We don't want to know. And a lot of us resent having the alleged 13th Doctor turn up in a book and going on about stuff and saving the day. A lot of us resent having a master from an era that we haven't followed necessarily being referenced in an animation from something from the 60s.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it, because
even doing it,
I'm even buying it.
Even doing it, I think, is it in Fear from the Deep they've got, or Faceless Ones have got posters of Delgado. I don't even like that. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah. Don't try, because this is the problem when you've got fans in there. And there are more animations on the way this year, I believe, allegedly, I'll say at this particular point. Another announcement is probably due towards or around about Easter, I believe. Let's see what happens with that. I just hope they haven't gone down that route. You know, Benign Crinoid is saying it. Oh, I hate it when new Who toss contaminates classic Who merchandise.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people do. I've got a friend who loves the original series and didn't get into, like George, didn't get into the new series at all. Can't stand it. Really can't stand it. He tried, God love it. He tried several times. He tried both with Eccleston. No, that's not for me. Tried with Tennant. That really wasn't for him. And then he tried again when Capaldi came along and he just said, what is this crap? You know, because I don't know which episodes he saw, but he said, what is this crap? And it wasn't for him. So when he sees something that he can't reference cropping up in something from his era of Doctor Who, he just immediately assumes, oh, that's the new crap. But it takes him out of where he is. And that's a shame, because it's his story. It's his era. He knows those eras word for word, you know, and it's ridiculous what they're doing. So I totally agree with you, Benign. And I feel for everybody, all those older fans that get that pushed on them, because it's bloody awful. Count 1970 Lives is saying a total reboot would kill it for good, but I'm with Ian's take.
I should copyright it, shouldn't I? Copyright
They're
Who's
never
Views
going to
there. We
make
said
Paul
it.
McGann be the next Doctor, sadly. That's never going to happen.
I know. It's
And as we've said, and as these people have said on this article, and we know it fine well, because they have to continue the bloody thing, it's going to be Billy. In whatever form, even if she's in there for 20 minutes, he's going to carry on where he left off with the reality kitchen sink.
Yeah.
That's where it's going to pick up from. And again, as I've said many, many times, I guarantee you, any Notwees in the UK who happen to have BBC One on at that particular point, and it won't be many, will go, what? Because he'll do Gatwa, and he'll do the whole regeneration thing as the pre-titles thing, and then he'll do something on the end of that, say, oh, it'll be Billy running around the TARDIS doing something camp. It'll be ridiculous. They'll go, ITV, here we come. And I've said it before, ITV, get ready with some stunning stuff, because you're going to wipe the floor with BBC this year if you get it right.
I think the test card would do the trick, definitely.
Jess Corbin is saying to us, with over 1.49 million fewer licenses in force in 24 and 25 compared to 2020 and 2021, approximately 300,000 households have stopped paying a license last year. Totally. And it's going to increase again this year because the BBC aren't as popular, sadly, as they used to be. It's such a shame. Marie UK, they think we're all mumbling, grumbling Neanderthals when we complain about something. Then they think we don't know what we're saying. Certainly that's the case when it comes to the people running Doctor Who as well. I mean, he's written us all off as far right, and he blocks you quite quickly, as we on this channel know. If you dare challenge him, you are blocked. If you challenge Andy Pryor, you are blocked. If you challenge Tennant, you are blocked, or Mrs. Tennant, because the part of that, we can't have your opinion. No, you are wrong. You are the N-word. You are not. You are all far right. Block, block, block. So it's an echo chamber they've created of absolute fantasists, ideological, far left idiots. That's the danger. And now we see it politically in our country now as well. There are other voices coming through. We've seen yesterday in Manchester a big, massive rally, which they're calling was the far right. I'm not convinced, because when I hear far right now, I ignore it. Our own Prime Minister called normal people concerned about immigration in our country far right. How dare he? When people were getting at certain inquiries, oh, that's the far right. When they were looking at a terrible instance in Southport, oh, they're far right. How dare he? It's no wonder that RTD and that lot feel empowered that they can continue it. And when it comes to our community, it's disgusting, because we're not at all. We are fans of Doctor Who don't like the direction you've taken it into. That's all. Listen to us instead of judging us, you pathetic people. I've judged you now, but then I've had the experience over the last 3 or 4 years to be able to do it. Oh, God, I get tired. JT, it's not their money that they are wasting, says Bill Lowry. It is to an extent, because Doctor Who is only partially teeny-weeny funded by the TV license fee paying now, Bill. It all comes from, well, certainly for the Gatwa stuff, Disney. It came from Disney, private company, nothing to do with the license fee. BBC Studios, nothing to do with the license fee. It's private money. And Bad Wolf, if they were chipping in anything, then that's nothing to do with the license fee either. But because BBC One ordered it, they would have put some money into it.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have been the big fryer. That was Disney.
They probably done about 50 quid or something. That was it.
Yeah. What else have we got there? Problem being, what you're saying to me, when you have devoted fans selling off their entire collections, many items they spent time and money on, including custom stuff, you've gone effed up. It's scandalous. And PB is one of those fans. There are loads, even I've thought about, should I start selling stuff at this particular point? I'm just frightened it's not going to sell, because the new Who lot, not all of them. We've got people like Jack, of course, who are interested in the older stuff. But a lot of stuff have come deliberately because, oh, there's a female Doctor. A lot of them left when she changed back into a man, and not enough of them supported Gatwa. And of course, the TQ cult won't be interested in anything in 63 to 89 because it's not diverse and inclusive enough for them.
I dread to think what any of your collection might be worth at this point anyway, because if you try to sell it, I know that some of the classic stuff is still valuable if you look at annuals on eBay or places like that, but what is it valued at? It's probably not valued as much as it used to be even 10 years ago,
Yeah, you're probably right. And it's a concern, to be honest.
It is a concern when you didn't buy it to have it as your pension or have it as a future heirloom or whatever. We had it because you loved the show. You weren't thinking like that. You were thinking, I like this, I want to buy it,
Yeah. Well, to be honest, there was an element where I did think, oh, maybe I could sell it. When the show became huge again in the Tennant Smith type time, I thought, well, some of this might be worth stuff, and it was. But then the show got unpopular again. So it devalues your collection.
Well, just look at the annual that came out. We had that on the other show, but it's £2 for the annual. The recent one, 2026.
Yes,
and it's gone down to £2. You know, and it was like,
you can get it done now. Yeah. In whatever they call W.H. Smith now. What's it called now?
I don't know. I can't remember now.
Jones,
I can't remember.
T.G. Jones or something it's called now, isn't it?
Oh,
but
okay.
£2 you can get the most recent annual, which is dross. I've looked at it. It's the same as all the other stuff that they produced over the last few years. I'm sorry to Steve and everybody that works on it. It's lazy dross. Even the artwork is lazy dross.
And the first Pertwee is going for like £250 last time I looked.
Yeah, exactly. Steve Andrews is saying, I cancelled my TV license and also deleted the iPlayer app and all the BBC channels altogether. You are amongst millions. During Jack Rabbit. Oh, you are with us. Yes, of course you are. I love my classic Who figures on my shelf, but all my childhood new ones have been packed away. There you are.
See, that's sad when people feel like that, isn't it? They just ruined it for everyone, haven't they? So
yeah. Marie UK is saying, I'm still getting threatening emails from the TV license, by the way. They're just repeating themselves, saying, buy a TV license to stop prosecution. I don't know how they're allowed to get away with that, because that is threatening. And you have freedom of choice just in our country, even under this ridiculously far left government.
Tell them to get to Falkirk, allegedly.
Yes. Yeah, you don't have to have a TV license. If you are not watching live TV, you don't have to have a television license. Oh, they just really annoy me.
There's another, sorry, JT, this for Marie, there's another really good video by the Black Belt Barrister. I think it's titled something like, I don't know why people are still frightened about getting chase-ups about TV licenses. It might be worthwhile, Marie, looking that one up. Black Belt Barrister, we've mentioned him before.
We have, it's very good. He's very, very good.
Yeah, my advice wasn't legally binding, just saying that now.
Heretic is saying, with some of the collector's edition classic series box sets and some of the steelbooks from both old and new Who are expensive. Yeah, I would imagine. I was actually quite interested with the TV movie one when it sold out on several of the websites. And I thought, as someone who ordered it at 12:03 on Friday, I thought, oh, good, that's an investment. But now it's come back onto Amazon. I think they've ordered more. I think they've printed more. So probably not if it was numbered. I know the Day of the Doctor one, if anybody has that out there, that is going to be collectible because they didn't repress it. So if you've got that steel book, keep hold of it and keep it in good condition, because you might be able to get some decent money for it in the next few years, if not already. I did see it going somewhere recently for £110.
Wow.
Let's hope it goes up a bit more and then we can all flog it. It's bloody awful. So yeah, the streaming partner problem is a problem. They're obviously, again, I'm going to say to the BBC, you've already got a platform there to do it yourselves. Get it done, because I can't see the problem why they can't charge for the BBC iPlayer out of the UK, right? There's Doctor Who for all the Doctor Who fans there in its entirety up to the Gatwa crap. And then they just drop any new episodes on the iPlayer for people outside the UK to access.
Yeah.
The fact that you've got people at the BBC, going back to dross between the sand and the wee, that you've got people at the BBC that are advising people abroad to get a VPN and watch it on iPlayer for free, that is effectively fraud, is outrageous. They're basically saying, oh, you pay for everything through the nose if you're in England or Britain, but you're abroad, so you can get it for free if you just do this little dodgy thing there. The fact that there's a BBC employee, was it McTeague, or whatever you want to call him? Was it him that was saying it?
Yeah.
Outrageous. Absolutely outrageous.
He's clearly not the next showrunner. He wouldn't have said that if he was.
No, I don't think so. I don't think. Well, I mean, obviously, at the moment, we know there is no showrunner in place. Yeah. We can't even cast the blooming next series because there's no budget for anything yet. I mean, it must be an absolute organized mess down when it comes to Doctor Who now. And this is why it smacks of 1989 all over again, and even 85 in a sense, because 85, all the scripts were got ridden of, weren't they? And then they came up with the Child of a Time Lord. Yeah. Now we know that Russell's got 6 scripts they're ready to develop because they can't all be completed. What's the point in doing it? They must just be outlines in case Billy says yes or Billy says no.
That's all his scripts ever are, though. They're never in depth and completed, are they?
It's written on the back of a bag packet, let's face it.
Yeah. There's a message for you there on screen, Ian from Marie. I'll take a look. Thank you, Ian. But I'm not scared. I'm just annoyed. What can you expect from a company that's desperate? Exactly that, Marie. I'm
glad you're not scared, Marie.
Yeah,
it's glad tactics. That's all it is.
They shouldn't be able to. It's scaremongering, something that RTD is very good at doing as well, as we talked about last week. And again, he's going to do it with that bloody awful show that's coming up. I've judged it already. I'm sorry, Who viewers, but I have. Won't be going anywhere near that. But I thought this was an interesting thing. It's great to get all your takes on it as well. The rumor, I'm going to put it out there now as well. It's a rumor this week that Star Whovian put onto his X. Now, I have to point out at this point as well, because Star Whovian he does dip into our shows every now and then, and he might dip into this one. He has been right. He emailed me with some stuff, and I think we did report it, didn't we, guys, ages ago? And he has been right. It came that the stuff he was saying was a lot of the stuff he was saying was true. It came true. Not saying anything else, but it wouldn't surprise me if the people that the BBC are going towards now, possibly with Bad Wolf, who have that connection in America, that's what they'll be interested in. Julie Gardner's out there, isn't she? She's networking. She's doing stuff. RTD and them, they've all been out there recently. They were in New York. We reported on that. It wouldn't surprise me if any potential streaming partner with money to fund a series would say, well, we want all the original 26 years. We want the 20 years of your new version of it as well. And we want to start again. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Yeah. Back to Stranger Than Fiction, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they might want the original stuff and the 2005 reboot stuff to lock it down from any further distribution. So then there's only their new version.
Oh, it is.
Well, one thing that does panic me with that suggestion is that what happened to the Blu-rays, the Blu-ray collection set. Well, they hope they don't bugger that up as well. So,
that's nearly the end anyway.
Yeah, but there's still a few to come, and it sounds like they are going to release the black and white stuff as well. They're not going to just stop at the color stuff.
Well, they might be forced to if there's any new production.
Yeah, but that's why they're doing the animations, though. They're doing the animations to fill the gaps, to bring them out in box sets. That's why they're doing it. They're doing it so we buy it twice. Your animation and the.
I have to tell you, I'm not that much of a nerd. I will not buy a complete collection box set with that crappy animation on it. Not a chance. I will wait for that stuff to be on DVD for $4.99 in the HMV or the Amazon sale, and then I'll buy the stuff and put it on the shelf just so it's on the shelf. I've waited this long because the animation is bloody awful. There's no way I'm going to spend £40 or £50 on a box set with crappy animation in it. Not a chance.
It's not going to get any better, but from what I hear, it's going to be much the same as the last few attempts.
The company that did the Savages, that's doing the next one allegedly.
Yeah.
And we should know more about that coming up soon. But I can tell you that the ones that are in the mix are Space Pirates, and what was the other one we found out about?
Was it Mythmakers? Was it, or Smugglers?
No, I can't remember, and I haven't got it with me in this particular book.
All right.
But there's a couple that were in development. Put it that way.
All right.
We've got that there. Only the early animations were good, says Matthew Pounder. Yeah, the Invasion, Moonbase. Yeah, they were great.
Planet, yeah.
And during Rat Rapid saying, neither will I, JT. I'm just going to get season 11 and season 16 and season 1 of the box set.
It depends how they release. If we do get any missing episodes returned anytime soon, if they do release them as part of the box set, that might change your mind. But
I'd take a steel book of 10th Planet, definitely.
Yeah. Or Dalek Master Plan.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, they're class. They're going to be huge sales.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, massive.
When they find and tidy it up and bring out the complete 10th Planet, instant #1 DVD, Steelbook, Blu-ray, instant. Same thing with the other one when that happens. So thank you for that. It's hard going, isn't it, when you hear all these rumors? But obviously, we're going to talk about some of the rumors that we hear. Can't talk about all of them, and some of them, quite frankly, are utter crap. So we won't even go there on that. But we will know what's going to be happening very soon. As I say, the Christmas episode. I hate the word special because what the hell is special about them?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I go back to the Christmas Invasion. What was special about that? I don't know. So I hate that word, but it's going into production very soon. So let's see what's going to be happening about this. Digital for Rome, nice to see you. Hard to be enthusiastic about any reboot where Millie Gibson seems just a fantastic companion let down by the writing and the people around her, I would say as well, because why she was got rid of for series 2, that'll come out one day. Yeah. And if I ever bump into Miss Gibson, I'm going to ask her. I'm going to say to her, give us the goth girl. Tell me. Don't worry, I won't tell anybody else. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Yeah, it'll be fine. I'm definitely, if I ever, that young lady, I will be definitely.
Well, if you do, get to promote Who's Views at the same time while you're there.
It's very unlikely I will, because I'm not going to go to a Comic-Con and pay to get in and then pay £100 to get near her. But if
you might meet on the street, you never know. You never know.
You never know. Yeah. You never know. Sliver Wolf is saying, I think the BBC actually has all the Doctor Who's, and that Bob Monkhouse videos collection has them all, and they're just trying to work out how to clean them up. Oh, it's a good job he kept some of his stuff, wasn't it? Because they didn't. Bloody hell. The same with all the stuff he did for Thames and stuff like that. All that. Where is all that stuff? There are mysteries everywhere, isn't there, really? Yeah. Mark A. Wright, I'll be damned if I'm paying $59.99 for animation akin to Captain Pugwash.
They're definitely going to do it, though. They're going to do it. They're going to do it.
I could watch Captain Pugwash. I really could. I love all that. Funky1433 is saying, let all those other channels talk about the shite rumors. We do. We are, you know, I'll pick and choose what rumors we're looking at. But a lot of the rumors I think we look at are near to a truth. But this whole reboot question that came about from Star Whovian and then was taken up by that resource there. I think there could be an element in truth when it comes to looking at the demands these days of a streaming partner that just looks at Doctor Who as another franchise that could make money. And everybody will now be looking for a new Star Trek.
Yeah.
And they haven't got the imaginations to do their own, let's face it.
No, they don't.
Yeah. Oh, stay with us here on Who's Views, because there's lots more to come. As I say, there's going to be a hell of a lot more coming as we get to Tippy Toe from You Know Who and his press tour. Because I can guarantee you, they won't want to really know about Tiptoe. They want to know by Doctor Who, the people in that room. That's all they want to get. They'll do all the pleasantries. Oh, it was a wonderful thing, Russell. Oh, yeah, we love Tiptoe. Now, Doctor Who, what's happening with Doctor Who? He's going to go crazy. He will go crazy with it. But that's all coming up. And also there'll be other things coming up on the back of that. We're going to be looking at what's going to be happening with the casting. We're going to be looking at the production team. We're going to be looking at who's doing all this. Everything we're going to be covering here on Headlines, Sunday nights, live at 8 o'clock. You know where we are. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you still subscribe to the channel if you've already subscribed. We've had loads going on over the last few days. It's not over yet, because tomorrow we're going to be looking at the season 1, episode 13 of Blake 7, Aurak. And on Wednesday, the guys are going to be here telling me what I've missed as they celebrate 20 years of life on Mars, because I've never seen it. I've never seen it. To everybody that's saying goodnight to us in the chat, the same to you all. Look after yourselves. Paul, Third Doctor Ian, great chats. Hope you enjoyed it tonight.
Very much so.
Loved
Thank
it.
you. Yeah.
Thank you. Loved it.
It's the tip of the iceberg now, isn't it, as we get onto this?
Oh, yeah.
Whether we like it or not, the Doctor Who Christmas episode is nearly in production. God help us all. Yeah. From Paul, Third Doctor Ian, from myself, to all of you lovely subscribers, to all our lovely viewers, thank you so much for being with us tonight. We will see you again soon here on the channel. Look after yourselves. Ta-ra, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.